Hey Jeremy, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Coach C?
Can't hear Jeremy. Righteous, hope you're doing well, bro.
I'm doing good.
Good, good. I'm doing well, bro. Just chilling, chilling. Another Monday. Mr. Jeremy.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, there he is.
There's something weird with my microphone. Sometimes I have to unplug it and plug it back in.
What are you gonna do? Tech is tech. Got to counter to fail from time to time. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah,
Keeps you on your toes. How you doing? You hanging in there? Of
I am. How about you guys?
course. Just relaxing. You looked a little bit stressed there for a second.
Oh, just trying to figure out why my mic wasn't working. That's all.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, things seem to be going pretty smoothly right now. I had a good week last week doing a little test trial with another guy that is going really well so far. So I think he's going to hire me. That'll be 4 clients in basically 2 weeks. So
Okay, cool. Congrats.
yeah,
You got the three from the referrals, and then I would assume the fourth one is the
and
fourth from ads, or is that from referral?
that's all somebody posting my name in Facebook somewhere. They're not all even from that one lady. So
Okay.
a couple of them I can't track down where they came from. But
Did you get a chance to do a little bit of research in terms of figuring out kind of what she's doing? Did you,
I mean, she and I have talked and she's posted some stuff to me on Slack. And basically, she said she doesn't do anything proactively. She just waits until somebody says something like, I'm really struggling. What's everybody else doing? Do you know anybody? And then she said, I post. So
huh. Okay.
it's happening kind of organically.
Okay, interesting. So people will go into these Facebook groups, they're kind of stressed, and then she responds to them. Do you know what she's saying? Do you have any of those like screenshots of that? Because the reason I'm asking is I'm wondering if she just says something, throws you out there, or she says something and then they start DMing her, having a conversation. The The reason that's important is because if we know what's going on, then we can engineer that. We can bring on an account. We can do what we need. We can figure some stuff out, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. There was the guy that I'm kind of doing the trial with. He gave me, I thought it was in Slack. I guess it's not. Maybe he was just showing it to me on Zoom. He showed me the screenshot.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on a Zoom call. He went to his Facebook page, went to the post, and when I was setting stuff up so I could actually run ads for him, and he's like, "Here it is," and I actually went through and clicked on all the responses to see if I recognized any of the names because people were liking it and people were commenting. It was just a thing where he posted in a group, I'm really struggling with the agency I'm working with right now, spending a lot of money. Nothing's really working. Does anybody have anybody out there who is a halfway decent human being? I mean, that's how he wrote it. Something like, I just want somebody who's not a slime ball that I can work with.
Do you have it by any chance so I can visually see it?
I don't have it. He showed it to me on a Zoom channel. He just shared it on his screen. I'll try to get it from him.
Okay. Did you record the call by any chance?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. But anyway, the thing is, he and I had spoken earlier. He had come through on one of my ads like back in May.
So he types that in. And so just really quick before you kind of get into the story, Jeremy, there's a specific question I want to ask you because I really want to figure this out. I think it's super important. So he does that. She responds to it, I would assume. How many people responded to it? Do you remember? Like 10 people, 5 people?
Seems like there were 4 or 5 people going back and forth, and then a couple other people liking it. But then there was a little sub conversation going on between him and her, and
The
people.
other people that were responding, were they like saying, "Oh, hire this agency"? Or what I'm wondering is how many agencies were mentioned within that response?
No, just maybe one other person put some other agency name, but it was mostly her response and people responding to her.
So, what do you think is going through my head right now?
Well, I need to get her to do that more often.
Well, that or there's something else that can be done.
Well, I suppose we could. I mean, just thinking about it, I could use it like some ad material. I could use the copy somehow in my landing page. I don't know. You got me.
Oh, okay. So hopefully, hey guys, so is hopefully everybody's paying attention here. So this is super crucial, super important. I've been drilling Jeremy on this. I don't think I've gone through to Jeremy because he hasn't asked a question about it. I keep asking him questions about it. This is super important. And as I say this to you, I mean, Jeremy, how many deals have you closed this past week from this? Three, actually four, three,
Yeah.
four. And then he closed like at least like, I don't know, three, four people in the past, at least like six, seven people he's closed through this method. And so this is a fire method. And you know how much it cost him, guys? Guess. Tenny, guess. Aiden, guess. Yeah, exactly. So this guy Jeremy has closed like six, seven deals, spending $0, and he's pulling his hair out asking me about running paid ads. When I'm like, go all in on the thing that's cost $0 acquisition, Jeremy. Please, for the love of God. Anyways,
I
so
am giving her a little 10% kickback every time I sell anything, but that's still cheaper than ads.
way cheaper. So here's what's going through my head, guys. The reason I'm asking Jeremy these questions is this. So I'm like asking Jeremy, like, what does she post? What's going on? What's the cadence? I got to figure this thing out. And so I have a little bit of evidence now. Enough. I mean, I'd like more, but Jeremy's giving me some crumbs. So from what I'm understanding, what she does is she'll go into these Facebook. She's in these Facebook groups with these other med spa owners. Whenever they send, so I initially thought maybe she's going in there and she's like plugging Jeremy, like, hey guys, if anybody needs a med spa agency owner, blah blah blah, you should totally hit up this guy. Wasn't the case. So what she's doing is much better. What she's doing is she's going into Facebook groups where people leave distress comments like, "Oh, I'm really struggling. Does anybody have any recommendations?" From there, what she does, she responds to them. Now, I don't know what the response is. And again, I need that information from Jeremy. So when they respond, they go back and forth with her, and then obviously she plugs Jeremy. From there, they'll hop on a call with Jeremy. Jeremy closes them. Sweetest, easiest thing in the freaking world that Jeremy needs to go all in on. So how do you guys, engineers, here's what's going through my head. So I'm asking Jeremy, like, okay, what do you think is going through my head? So you have two options. One, okay, and again, I'm not talking about ethics here. If you guys have ethics and not like whatever, there are two ways to do it. There's a non-ethical and there's a more ethical way. The non-ethical way is you simply create a Facebook and Instagram as if you're a med spa agency owner or a med spa owner. You add a bunch of stuff, whatever. That might be a little bit difficult to do. Another option is you get one of your clients. Like if I was Jeremy, I would get access. I would say, hey, look, you don't have to do any of the stuff. I just want to pay you 10% and I'm going to take the work off your plate. And what Jeremy's going to do, either Jeremy's going to do it or he's going to hire somebody to do it every single day, is all you do is you log into that account, you spend the entire day on Facebook, freaking 4 hours a day, and you're looking for every distraught thing, you're responding to every single one. You should have one person dedicated to doing that just to set up layups for you. That's where my mind is. That's 100% something I would be doing. Does that make sense, Jeremy?
Yeah, the only I guess it's I mean if I can get her to the times I've spoken to her, she doesn't want to do it proactively.
Well, exactly. So you do it and you offer, say, hey, look, I'm just going to pay you 10%. Just give me the access to this stuff or give me,
Yeah.
user access, and then you take care of everything. Don't even bother with it.
Yeah, I can't a lot of the groups she's in, obviously I can't join, so she'd have to give me her access.
You basically log into her account. That's what I'm saying. You log into her account and you just spend 1, 2, 3, 1 hour at least a day on that. That's literally that's one of the highest ROI activities you can be doing right now.
I'm actually talking to the guy on Slack here to see if he can send me.
And if you and another thing, guys, is like take one client, get another client to do it. Like maybe you have a guy and maybe you have a girl. Like if I was Jeremy, I would totally have a guy client, I would have a lady client. So I'm hitting different demographics. And imagine how strong that is. By the way, here, just so you guys know, here's how I like figure shit out. So when I go into here, like let's say I'm looking for a barber or somebody to cut my hair or like, clean my car, I literally go into a group called Hilliard People to Know. I type in looking for the best barber or looking for the best Thai restaurant. I look for all the responses and here's how I make my decision. I literally go, I make a list and I have like a tally. So I'll say Thai place one, Thai place two, Thai place three, Thai place three was mentioned twice, Thai place four. And I go to the one that's mentioned the most times and I pick them. That's literally how I make my decision. So why? So taking this to another level, what could you do? Again, next level, guys. Jeremy gets the girl and Jeremy gets a guy client. And literally if anybody says anything to stress, Jeremy as a girl is responding, da da da. And then the guy is, I can vouch for him. So you have two freaking med spas that are vouching for Jeremy. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'll try to get that from her. And I, originally I was only giving her this much money, and then we agreed to bump it up to 10%, and she's become much more active. I do have a couple of other spas who have proactively, without even me bringing it up, asked, can we get a discount if we refer you? I'm like, heck yeah, it's 10% off. And so
Do that. Stop doing that.
I'm trying to set that up, and I
Set up the system that we just spoke about. Don't get people to refer you. Don't do any of that stuff. That's a waste of your time. Do something like what we're talking about. Be proactive about it.
just
Leave it up to them.
get their information and pretend like I'm them, essentially.
Seriously. That's it. Don't overthink it. There's nothing else. That's literally all you have to do. I promise you. I promise you. You're gonna have a bunch of free clients every single month. Just if you do that, please.
Okay.
I am begging you, Jeremy, please, for the love of fucking God, please do it.
I've never heard you say, I've heard you get desperate with me before, but not quite that bad. Like,
Yes.
please, God almighty.
Please.
I'll see if I can get that from her. I will do my best.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so it was a good week. I'm gearing up to, obviously I was sending you scripts, gearing up to do some new ads, that are kind of like, I keep reading all this stuff about how your ads almost need to look like content, that the better you can do, in that regard, the better you can do. Because if we're all being honest here, Facebook could give a flip whether your ads do well or not. Their whole goal is just to keep people on Facebook. And so I'm reading all this stuff about how, if you make your ads look more guerrilla tactic or homemade or more like content, like the ugly ads, and the gray ads you guys have talked about, where it just looks like content, you have a lot more success.
Really quick before you can, this is something I want to share with you actually, and you lead right into it. Aiden, do you by any chance like the ads that you were showing me, is that like a PDF file or something?
Yeah, it's a PDF. There's a couple of them I can send to the group.
Okay, awesome. So Jeremy, like literally Aiden, he's got like a PDF of like a bunch of ads, like I don't know, freaking 100 or whatever, that are literally like this that are working right now. And so I shared one in I think of the Value Drops or the Wins channel the other day, and that's gotten like book calls for like $30. So that's something you can be testing out as well.
Okay.
You're hitting the nail on the head. Like so Aiden, we'll share some stuff, or you can message Aiden and kind of get that and just test some of those things out for sure.
Thank
Yeah.
Koshikas, because this guy's trying to get me the actual post for you to look at.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I've got some, I thought about just simple things like taking my phone and act like you said one time, look like you're just going on a walk, and hey, and trying to just like you're talking off the top of your head as opposed to making it all fancy like I'd done before. So I'm going to try some stuff like that. I'm going to switch up some of my nurturing that I do and just see if, do some testings. I'm wondering if my
Riviera just I just had some of the guys switch up their snapshot from the one I built with Aman to Cam's, and they're already getting so if you look here, after implementing some of that stuff, he's getting a much higher pickup rate. So if I were you, if you want to write this down, do you have access to Cam's snapshot?
Cam snapshot? I don't think so.
Okay, give me a second here. I'll share it with you.
He's sharing some screenshots with me, so I can share those with you if you want to see them.
Yes. Give me a second here. Yeah, so Cam's snapshot is a lot more aggressive when it comes to the follow-up. And from what I'm hearing, the people that are using it are having a higher success rate in terms of pickup. I don't know if that's the bottleneck or issue with you, by the way. I'm just sharing that with you really quick. I would have to look at your Excel and look at your numbers. I don't know that that's even an issue for you, but
well, it seemed like, it seemed like the ads themselves, like the numbers overall weren't bad. It was like they were getting to the landing page and stopping. And so I just wondered, I've done some redos on the landing page, which at some point here I'll share with you on Slack, and you can kind of critique it. But it was like they quit responding to all those automatic texts that were going out that Amon helped me set up before, where it would say, thanks for booking. Is this so and so? It was dying. I just thought I'm going to try some other things, and I'll show those to you too. I haven't quite got them the way I want them to be yet.
I think what's happening is I don't think it's that they're dying. So in my experience, what happens, and I don't know, maybe Aiden can speak on this, but for me, whenever I have an ad set or an ad that's working and it starts losing juice, it's I can have like a high click-through rate. I can have a cheap cost per click, but what happens is the quality of the traffic decreases. Like I remember I had an ad set one time and my cost per purchase of the course was fantastic, but literally nobody purchased the upsell for an entire month. So it's like they're going to buy the low ticket thing, but they're not going to buy the upsell. They're not going to reply. They're not going to do any of that stuff. So it's like, it's kind of like when you have a new ad set and you have like the cream of the crop within that ad set, like the fish, the good fish, they have high intent. But then by the time you get to the low quality fish, their intent isn't as high. So I don't actually think it's your follow up or anything. Even though I sent that to you, I actually don't think that's the issue. I don't think that's it. I think it's your ads.
Okay. Well, hopefully the new stuff that I sent over to you, I obviously got all your voice notes and listened through those so closely, took notes verbatim. I think you're right. You know, I got to put in a little bit of that social proof or something that I'm doing that might trigger that. But what I was trying to go for was based on what, and I'll share these with you now if you want to see them, Koshik, because he sent them all over, was just kind of like what that lady, I was trying to capitalize. Maybe I thought there could be something to be used from um, the route he was going and what she was going. So this is what he said. And here's the weird thing is he and I met way back in May and things were going great in the
All right. So next level, guys. All right, I'm gonna give you guys some more sauce. You guys ready? Tenny's like, all right, what do you guys see here? What's jumping out at you? Pop quiz. Give me something that's like immediately like a green flag. What can we leverage? What can we
Well,
game
just throw out an idea.
Anonymous.
exactly?
Anon.
Yeah, if I was in there, I could make an anonymous thing and make my own post and then
Literally. Yeah.
respond to it later. Yeah.
So anyways, let's go ahead and have a look here. So that's a lot of engagement. 10 likes, 85 comments. Holy cow.
Yeah, he did not put all the comments, but this is what she put.
So his name is Jeremy. He's very good. He's very human. He has kept me fully booked since I opened 5 months ago. Comment like this from owners is what I'm looking for. Marketers, this question, or this question was never for you. Okay, so a bunch of marketers are responding. Okay, exactly. So, and again, I've seen that as well. Like whenever I go into Facebook groups and I leave something like, "Oh, can somebody help me with this?" And then if like a barber responds, I'm like, "Fuck you! I don't want to hear from you." I never want to hear from the bar. I never want to hear from the business owner. I always want to hear from like people that have experience.
Yeah.
Would you send me his contact information? So you got another person, Nicole. Hell yeah. All right, let's keep going.
So Lauren scheduled a meeting with me and then didn't show up. The one you see down here, this Nicole Cassavant, she scheduled a meeting and I signed her last week.
Okay. I'm curious what I wish I could see like how she's responding in terms of his contact. Like, is she giving the phone number? Is she giving a website? What is she doing?
Well, I gave her my booking link.
I see. So his name is Jeremy. He's a very anonymous member.
Yeah, it's the same.
Is what you need to do.
Probably not got time to like screenshot all 85
You will get-
comments.
Since I have over 20 years experience, I knew what to do from there. Would you send me his Okay, cool. What else do we got here? Anything else?
That's all he sent me is those 3 screenshots. But you can see it's the Med Spa owners community. He just sent me the link a minute ago and I went to it. And of course, I can't join it. So this guy might be amenable to letting me use his information.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm going to try that.
Good. And another thing is, I mean, if you do get this working, Jeremy and Tenny and Aiden and Righteous and Riviera, if you guys get this kind of stuff working, like the next level, again, think 10 steps ahead. What I would be doing, and I start doing this on my onboarding. Do it on your onboarding. On your onboarding, say, hey, here's the deal. We're going to work with you. After we do work with you, we don't actually do testimonials. We have a secret way of us getting more clients. And so if you're up for that, literally, I'm just going to give you 10% for every single client that we get in through the door, and you literally have to do nothing but give me some admin access to some of your stuff. And that's going to allow us to get some referrals. That's the trio. So again, you start putting, so again, for me, I don't know if you guys remember that, Jeremy or Riviera or Righteous, but I said to you guys on the sales, on our onboard, I said at the end of it, I was like, hey guys, so in terms of testimonials, I will be asking you for one at the 30-day mark. I will be asked, or I said, like, I'll be asking you for one after you get your first close. And here's what I expect you to say, da, da, da. After that, you don't have to give me a testimony. If you want, you can, but if you want to renew for another 3 months, I expect, I need a testimony from you or else I cannot continue to work with you. So again, I'm saying stuff like that on the onboarding stuff up. So stuff like that's super important. You guys can, if I were you guys, I'd maybe make a note of that, write that down, start doing stuff like that on your onboarding. Anyways, thank you for sharing that, Jeremy.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, that's what's going on there. And obviously I mean, the scripts I've sent to you, and you were talking about, you weren't sure about doing the shorter ones. Just so you know, the shorter ones that I sent you, I was literally only going to do those as like stories or reels. I didn't do those. I just thought those are things like people are just speeding through them. I thought maybe I could snag a couple with some shorter ones, but I plan on adding in like talking about, because I do think that I'm going to start upselling some of the AI stuff. Like they can start with me at this level, but once, if they want other things, I'm going to bill them monthly for some other stuff like the AI things, the inbound bot, the outbound bot, the chat bot.
I think Cam and Aman are already doing that. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good move.
And I think that I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Hey Jen, I want to say it's like $20 a month, something like that. Alpita has it, and I've been working in her subscription. Is the AI UGC stuff with that now is so ridiculous. I created an ad with her just fooling around, and now it has voice mirroring. So one of the problems I've always felt with the AI stuff was the AI voice always sounds phony. It doesn't have human inflection. Well, HeyGen has now allowed what's called voice mirroring. So I created a video where I recorded my voice saying what I wanted, the way I wanted it said. I put it into the UGC and picked a voice, and it mirrors my intonation with that voice. And the lip syncing on HeyGen is perfect. It's very indistinguishable, as good as I've seen. So I may, because I don't have a lot of models lining up to work for me, I may use that to do my variations off of this. But it's just insane. There's another thing they offer in there that allows you to basically have your own avatar as a chatbot. So somebody comes to your website, and instead of a chatty chatbot where you type back and forth, you click on it, a video pops up, it's you. You train it with your voice and all the information, and it will it'll talk to them as you. So that's another interesting thing I want to play around with. But I didn't really have a whole lot of information for you today. I did finally, I think, crack a code a little bit with Calabasas.
Yeah, what'd you do?
So, I loaded up those luxury ads, and you're right, they didn't really work. But I had asked them to record a video of her. We talked about her being attractive. She does have a bit of a Russian accent, but she's attractive. They did get video of John Sally coming into their spa. So she made a little 30, 45-second video of her saying, "Hi, this is Rita with Dermaglow Labs and Aesthetics, and we do this. Here's what I'd like you to see what we're offering this right now." And then it's her voice continuing on providing the service to John Sally, former NBA basketball player. And it's just framed real well, done real well. She talks about why it's beneficial. Come see us today. We're offering 80% off. So I started running that, I want to say Wednesday last week. And so far she's got 22 leads. So it's really starting to work. So I've asked her to make some more for me on the same service, just different angles. Like make one that talks about the 3 reasons you need this, and make one where you're talking about why this is different than other skin analysis, and give me the offer so I can run 3 or 4 of these at the same time. So we don't get ad fatigue quite so quickly. So anyway, yeah, that's finally working. The trial I'm doing with this guy, he's already, I think, had 20 some odd leads and 4 appointments booked. And so I think I'm going to get him.
So I guess like just before you transition to him, with her, do you think that what finally cracked it was again a lot of competition, high CPM, all that stuff, but do you think that what's making her and the ads finally stand out is like that type of content, the
Yes.
UGC content that's organic and it's got an art athlete in there, and that's what's finally, instead of like changing the service, it's simply just creating ads that are a little bit different than what maybe people are used to seeing. And again, you had like image ads and stuff like that, and now they're actually seeing.
So I have talked to them about, hey, maybe next up, what we do is we talk specifically about the peptides or the stem cell stuff or the acne. So we find an offer that nobody else is offering and go after that. But I think what finally kind of cracked us through all the other clutter on Facebook in her area was a video of her.
Interesting.
First of all, she's beautiful. She's kind of has a unique voice. She's very good on camera. I was worried that her accent might be too thick, but it came across really good in this one. So I think that kind of busted us through some of the clutter and noise and separated her from all the others. Because when I do look at her competition, there are videos and there are static images, but none of them are like the actual person saying, let me show you this. I want to walk you through this. And so it just was very well done. I just sent her messages saying, please give me some more of those. I'll edit them for you and we'll start running them that way.
Awesome.
So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, that felt like a huge weight off my shoulders. And I do see your point where you were talking about, look, the other lady is more valuable. If I could crack this is the same thing I ran into with the Clearwater, Florida people, if you remember. They were just in a highly competitive area, and I ran everything for them and couldn't crack it. So I just feel like this is one of the big humps that I'm failing forward, but I'm trying to, when I get these people who are in highly competitive areas, what can I do to finally break through? So this just gives me another thing to try.
I can get behind that, right? Like the failing forward and like, hey, look, like right now, the conversation we're having, it's like, last week we spoke about how like the CPM is high and it's because of competition. They're all seeing the same thing. It's like, okay, we have to do something different. And it's like you did something different, not in the way I was expecting, but it's still different. And that seems to have potential correction. So now moving forward with future people, if you run into this issue, hey, let's try this, let's give this a shot. So I'm all for that. I'm all for like
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the right mindset. I just
Well,
my thing is different with what their first highest ROI.
looking at my Slack messages to them, as soon as I got off the call with you, I sent them, hey, this is what Koshik, this is what all the guys were saying I should do. And then overnight, I got their video that I had requested several days before. So I was in full anticipation thinking this video is not going to work. We need to go. And then I put the video in and all of a sudden it started working. It was kind of a happy accident.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's stay right here for just a second. But I have your stuff kind of in my back pocket waiting when this starts to die down. But I think the way we go forward is in this video, even though we hadn't kind of planned it as specifically as you had, she is specifically talking, and I can show it to you. She is specifically talking about what this treatment is, what you should do, the whole 9 yards. Let me find it here real quick.
Having skin issues and don't know why, so they were introducing Veriface skin analysis.
Okay, here she is.
Having skin issues and don't know why, so they were introducing Veriface skin analysis to our Dermaglow practice. Our Veriface skin analysis takes just 15 seconds, but it gives us a detailed look beneath the surface of your skin. It's quick, painless, and one of the best ways to truly see your skin's transformation over time. If you want to see what the mirror can show you, book your special now at Dermaglow Love and Aesthetics.
So she kind of did what you were suggesting before we could get to it. She was talking about what the surface is, what the service is, what it treats, why it's beneficial. And I don't think anybody else is offering that. I haven't seen anybody else in her area offer this thing called Veriface. I'll just say that. But the way she presented it was kind of what you were talking about. Here's your pain point. She starts off with having problems with your skin, your facial skin. So she starts it off with trying to hit a pain point and then went from there. And this is how we'll solve it. And oh, by the way, it's 80% off. So I just, it was a happy accident that she did that, and
Yeah.
it's working.
Yeah, keep milking it. If looking at that video, it certainly screams out at me as like it doesn't. When I looked at your other ads, the image ads, to me it just blends in with everything else. I'm like, what's it? When I look at that, I'm like, okay, there's something I haven't seen that before. That's clearly different.
And it goes with what we were talking about earlier. It looks like content as opposed to an ad. So I think that makes people maybe stop.
I think if I were you, definitely like get more stuff in, but take that formula and model that again. So you know how it started off with having whatever issue, start another video off with having X issue, which is a completely different issue, and the same formats. Like then somebody smiling, whatever. Just like I love that part where he's smiling and all that stuff. They're having a good time, and then she starts doing the procedure. And again, make it look super different, where they're like, "Oh, I haven't seen this before." So try to, if I were you, I would stick to that exact same formula to create another version of the ad that hooks a different market. If I were you, instead of like, I understand your thing of like talk about this and talk about that, but we already have a proven formula. To me, it sounds like it's a proven formula. So let's milk that formula for different services that she's offering, different offers that she's offering before you try something fancy. Definitely do the fancier stuff, but like start with that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to have her make a couple different versions for this Veriface treatment, and then we're going straight because when I mentioned to him I forget what it's called, the stem cell stuff, peptides, is that what it's called? I can't remember. Anyway, he was like, "Oh yeah, we're going to start offering that, and we got this, we got that." I'm like, "Well, we need to make ads around that." So that will be next. That's where we're going after this. That was, if I read you the Slack conversation, to, what I said to him after I talked to you was, "Hey, this is what we need to do. This is what we were talking." I said, well, of course I can't find it. But anyway, that's what I was telling him is I met with, I call you my mentor. So I guess that's what you are. Let me find it.
So basically that's like the core offer that they're offering right now. They're not really offering anything else. Am I understanding that correctly?
They offer all kinds of stuff.
Through ads, that's kind of the core thing you guys are focusing on.
This is the big thing through ads. They just bought this machine and they wanted it to go well, wanted it to come out great. And but they really wanted to stress that they were luxury. So that's why we had those luxury ads. It was the same offer at the end of the day. When you clicked and went through, it was going to be for the same thing, 80% off this Veriface treatment. But I sent them a message like at 2:00 in the morning. I woke up in the middle of the night, like with this image of what this video should look like. And I literally sent them the script you heard her just read.
Okay, perfect.
She's like, "Oh, that's great. We'll do that." So they've sent me the video, and and then I started talking to them about, this is what I think we need to do. This is what Kaushik was recommending. And that was like on Wednesday morning. I said, "Okay, I'm gonna try this ad. We'll see what happens with the video. If not, we need to go in this direction." Well, then all of a sudden that video started pulling in leads. And so I was like, "Oh, okay, let me just let this run a little bit longer. But when we come back around, we need to be looking at your competitors a lot closer, finding out what they're not offering, and making videos that address pain points as opposed to, here's our offer for $99 and that's it. We need to really pull the people in." So, and he was all over it. So, I wish I could find.
Oh, that's fine. That's good. No, it's good. I'm on the same page as you. I understand what you mean by now at this point where you're like, hey, let's create multiple variations to milk this before moving on to the next one. So that makes sense. Totally makes sense. But yeah, I really like that script, the one that you came up for her. That was fantastic. So cool. Good stuff. I'm glad to hear things are pumping for them.
I just got to get these other people set up and running, and hopefully they'll do well as well. And I think I still have the idea, and I oddly enough, I put this out and nobody in my group, nobody responded to it. But I really would like to set up like a Facebook page where all my clients can go in there and talk to each other and share each other's stuff. And, here's what's working, here's what's not, because a lot of them have the similar issue. Like there's a couple of them that do really good on the upgrading. So they'll get somebody in booked and they upgrade them to packages, products, whatever, rebooking. And then there are a few of them that struggle and they're just like, do you have any ideas? And of course I give them all my ideas, but I would love for them to be able to share with each other.
Do you have them inside? Do you do anything in Slack where it's like the group?
I sent every single person an individual message saying, would you be interested if I put you in a group with everybody? And not one responded.
Just put them into it. Just put them into and start. Like that's what I did is I never asked anybody. I just like put people in, I start adding value and the culture just becomes what it is. If I were you, I would do that first and foremost. I would not do Facebook groups because Facebook groups engagement is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Or I would move them to school instead of Facebook if you're going to do something.
Oh, yeah, school. Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely Slack, and I would just like put them in. I would start trying to add value, and if that solves a problem, then great. You don't have to do anything with school. And then if not, then start just adding people to school. Don't even ask them permission. Just do it.
Okay. Yeah, I can get money on school, can I? Something like that. I'll charge them all $1,000 a month for my membership.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I had. I got to get these ads done, and hopefully the next time we get around, I can show it to you. And
cool. Yeah, I remember the key though is, as you were like work on those ads, I mean, the first thing that went through my head is obviously like, let's get the low hanging fruit first, right?
yeah,
Let's get those other ads first, before again, it's just a matter of like priority, right? Like my thing with you is always just like, okay, let's focus on this as opposed to this and vice versa. So let work on those ads, do what you need to do, but definitely like carve out time to get those original ads because we know those work for sure.
yeah. All right.
Okay. Anything else, Jeremy? That's top of mind.
That's it. Glad Mason's not here to rub the Chiefs losing in my face. I was kind of worried about that. Trying to come up with different things I could say, so I don't have to use any of that. It was bad.
Yeah, no, he's not actually flying. He just didn't show up because he didn't want to hurt your feelings. So
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that. He's a good guy.
yeah, he is.
I think the Chiefs might have a tough year this year, but that's okay. I'll trade in a couple tough years for all the Super Bowl rings. That's been fun.
Yeah, it's a long-term play. I respect that. So
Yeah, that's right.
all right. Well, we'll see you. If we see you next week or the week after, keep me posted. Just let me know. And for the love of God, Jeremy, next time I see you, for the love of God, I want to see the playbook step by step.
Hack somebody and be in their
Yes.
group, throwing myself everywhere. I'll do my best. This guy that sent me the thing was messaging me this whole time. I told him, I have an idea for you to work with me and save a lot of money on my fees with some referrals. I'll reach out and we can chat. And so he's already responded back with a bunch of stuff. So we'll see what he says.
Cool. Well, don't let him do that. You take the reins, right? So you flip it on, right?
Okay.
So okay, cool. All right, Jeremy. We'll see you next week or the week after. Okay.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Somebody just dropped something. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing this, Aiden. Good stuff. All right. So next, Righteous. What's going on, man? Chilling. So you got your testimonial video done. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you can just visually show me the stuff and we can kind of go through one thing at a time, just make sure everything's good.
Okay. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Okay.
Everybody is doing well. What's up, Aiden, Tenny, Daniel?
All right. So what am I looking at here?
This is the thank you page, and then the actual home page is like this. So I'll just try to make Cam the best way I can.
When you say, are you talking about the home page or are you talking about the calendar page?
So I think Cam is like sending people to another page that's like similar to the thank you page, but it just doesn't have like the actual steps.
Okay.
they just kind of watch they watch the mechanism video and then they go down below and then they can kind of see the testimonials and everything like that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. So what's your question about this page?
As far as like I would just put because right now I only have like one video that's actually like a testimonial. These are like cams. So I
Mhm.
was gonna like remove these because they're like tailored towards him and just wondering like if it's okay to have just one video there. I might, well no, I'll probably remove this as well. And everything else is good. But I think you might have answered my question about the book. You said I might not even be using that page that much, like this
Well,
homepage.
I didn't know exactly what I assumed that there was a home page that Cam was driving traffic to, and it was just like kind of a general page where he had various like for me, I have a www.markandchico.com. It's just a general page. I rarely send traffic there, but if somebody like I come across them in the street or whatever, and they're like, "What do you do?" Da, 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 maybe I'll send them there. And so that's what I thought this was. I didn't know that this was part of his like sales process. If this is part of his sales process, well then yeah, model it and do it as closely as you can to what he's doing for sure. So if this is like before the sales call and he keeps driving traffic here, then yeah, do that. And yeah, definitely make those tweaks where like obviously those videos below, they're Jeremy and everybody is saying stuff specifically about camp, so you got to definitely tweak that up. I don't know if there's a way to use AI and like replace the name or whatever or anything. I don't know if it's worth it, but definitely like, put your video in here for now and just get rid of the other ones and add more as time progresses.
Okay. I didn't know if all that was like a major key, like you needed all these videos for sure.
You don't need
Because like
all, but, like definitely like you want to have like I would say like at least three for sure.
at
Uh,
least three. I
yeah,
should hopefully I should have two more coming back. So hopefully I do get those and then I can just plug those in right away.
yep. I wouldn't I wouldn't say it's like a thing of like, oh, don't run ads or don't do anything until you get some more. I think just having just one testimonial and having the mechanism video, as long as you have just those two, that's okay. Like you're good. That's good enough. As long as your sales calls and your discovery calls are on point. Is what I would say.
Um my testimonial, let me see, I think that is here. It's only like 53 seconds long. Like, is that a problem?
I mean, let's go and play it. I don't think it's necessarily a problem.
I think it was okay.
Hello. I'd like to talk about the services that I've been receiving through my business. In just 60 days, I received $38,000 in new projects. This is all thanks to Righteous and his team. Before, I used to rely on referrals. This would slow down the business and be very stressful. Within the first week of working together, I was getting leads by phone. By week 2, my calendar was full and I was back in control. I could focus on my painting job and quoting jobs instead of stressing on marketing. Our next step in the business process to bring a new crew member in this fall so I can work less in the field and continue on my business. If you're hesitating, don't. Just do it. And you can stop worrying where your jobs come from. And you can finally have a system that feeds your business non-stop. Thank you.
I think it's all right. I mean, it looks like he's like looking off to the side to read the script, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can pretty much tell, but like I don't think yeah, I think I mean it could definitely be better, but I think maybe knee-jerk reaction people will have is like, oh, this guy was asked to do a testimony. He's definitely like reading off a script, and they're not going to think, oh, is a real person, not a real person. I think that's not the first thing that's going to come to their mind. The first thing that come to mind is like, oh, it's scripted. He's looking off and he's reading a script, and maybe he wants to do this because he don't want to screw up this testimony for Righteous.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Because I was thinking, I was like, if they see this and I was like, he's reading the script, they might request like another video, and I don't have it right now. So
Let's
like that was my
let's
only.
scroll up and check out a few of the. I haven't even really checked out the other testimonies from the other guys. I'm just kind of curious, like what Jeremy's looks
So
like. Everyone's-
yeah, this is the thank you page. So like this is like after they book a time, they go straight to here. They have these steps, and then this is the home page. I'll send them like during like the nurturing process, so
Yeah.
that they don't go back, to that first page. They just go straight to here. But yeah, I'll play Jeremy's.
Hey, my name's Thompson. I'm the owner of Thompson Air Duct Services, and I'm based
Yeah,
out of
so
Kansas
like,
City,
yeah, see,
Missouri.
like that energy is a very different type of energy than the one that we just saw. I can tell right from the get-go. Scroll down a little bit. But like that's an ideal energy, right? This right here is like ideal energy. Let's see what Rodarte did.
Hey, my name is Jason, and I'm from California. And first before meeting Cameron, I was struggling with what everyone else struggles with. I was working getting
Yeah,
clients.
so yeah, so these, and I would again, I would assume Rivieras is very similar, but like, yeah, this is the kind of energy. So if you're gonna do two more, if you haven't had them film it, maybe reference these videos and be like, hey, it's this kind of energy, right? So that might be beneficial. Filming it horizontally, I don't think is a like that serious, but like try to get horizontal as well. Just takes up more real estate and you see the face better and all that stuff. So, but what you got is okay, right? What you got is okay to start.
Cool, cool. That was a concern of mine. I'm like, they gonna call me out on a sales call or something.
I don't think they're gonna call you out on it. But it's, it could be better, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It could be better in terms of like emotionally doing what it needs to do for them. But it's a start. It's better than having nothing, right? It's better than having nothing.
As long as
Um,
get more people to show up, then I have better chances. So I know I'll be able to replace those down the line.
yeah, for sure. Okay. So what else are we working on? What else do you want to go over these sales pages really quick?
Yeah, I almost forgot about that because I see it's like Cam has like automations for everything. So
Hopefully, did we answer these questions? I don't know why Cam has like a button there. I don't think you necessarily need a button.
yeah, that page I think takes you to like another page where it has all those videos on there so that they can like see more testimonials. But I can like remove that button for now and probably add it later.
Yeah.
Uh,
So for now, to answer your question, just get rid of all the other testimonies for sure. Okay, cool. And then in terms of sales, we can check that out.
okay. And I'll show you what I was talking about for the automations really quick. All right.
And so this is what he does. He has like a page. He has just one price point per page.
Yeah, so what I noticed that he was doing, if I go back and go to applications, like he'll have this here. Pull it up. So he does this on the sales call. He'll send them a link, and then it'll pretty much, take care of like the next steps. So step one, step two, and then when you actually click these, it's to like just a single page like this, where it's just one payment. And before, I had all my payments on one screen. And so I was a little nervous. Like nobody said anything so far, like when I do like a transaction, but I was kind of worried like if somebody did choose like a 2,000, but they see a 1,000 or 500 or 250, they're gonna be like, well, let me just do 1,000. Like what's they could just bring up questions and stuff like that. So that's what I pretty much did. So I'll go back.
So he sends a different link depending on how much you charge it. So he has like he has this page specific for 5 grand. He has another page that's specific for like 500. He has different pages that each lead to a different sales page.
Yes, unless somehow this because it says like powered by Stripe. Like I don't know if that's actually like if he typed that up himself. I know Cam is he's a beast. He's like a whiz at like creating things, or if this is just like a page.
Yeah.
But mine is actually a page and go high level. So I don't know if that's like a big difference or anything like that. But
It looks like this is gone right to Stripe. It doesn't look like it's going to go high level.
okay.
So
Yeah, and
he,
I didn't know how to set a page up like this and go and strike.
Let's see. I don't know what happens after somebody makes a payment. If they go to thank you page, I don't think it's that serious. I mean, I think this is fine. Like what he's doing, if you, I mean, there's probably a rhyme and reason to it, but I don't think it's that serious. If you just drive traffic to a page, I think that's okay.
Even if it like, well, yeah, because now I separated it, so now it is like it's gonna be like that, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
accidentally removed the whole page that I had, so I'm like, I might as well just keep it going. But it's pretty simple. It looks similar to Cam's. I'll pull it up really quick, and we can have another look at it. Yeah, but it's pretty much pretty similar. They all I have to do is put in their email, then select the box, and then it'll pretty much drop down.
Yeah. Yeah, just be it looks fine. Just be careful where it says like things like subscription, whatever. I don't know if that's supposed to say subscription. 5,000 for 3 months per 3 months. So it's like, are they, because when they pay the 5,000, they might be thinking that they're gonna have to pay another 5,000 3 months. And it's automated.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to remove this part, and I
The-
couldn't figure it
the-
out.
I would worry not about that part, the part that says subscription. That
Okay, so
you can set
remove.
up,
I
yeah.
think
So
that's
I
easy.
think you can set up a payment as a one-time payment, as a subscription, or as a payment plan. There's different ways you can set it up. I think you have it set up as a subscription right now. So
Okay.
look at that. Make this a one-time payment. Price compare.
Um, oh, I think it's this.
There, yeah. So every 3 months. So interval custom.
Oh, there
There,
it is.
there it is. Sweet. Hell yeah. So yeah, I would just go through the other ones and just make sure. The only time you want to not do that is, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna do things the way Cam is doing it, where it's like collect the 500 bucks and then try to get them to pay week 2, 3, then set everything for just a one time because that's what's gonna cause objections. If people see subscription, that's gonna freak them out.
Yeah.
So cool.
All right, so I can change that. I think that's everything pretty much for me.
Okay.
So that was what I was waiting on was an actual video. So I want you to actually see that. So I know it's not the greatest, but it'll be a good start. So
Um, yeah. Do you have like a cousin or a brother or somebody that can record one too?
no, well,
That if they would, I guess like
my dad might be a good candidate.
that would feel comfortable. It sounds like maybe they wouldn't feel so comfortable doing that.
Yeah, my brother, they ain't gonna be comfortable. They ain't gonna be video ready. It's gonna be tough to try to get them to do it the way I need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
my dad might be okay. My cousin, he might be a good candidate
Yeah.
as long as I can keep it as simple. Maybe if I send him a video of what, like the energy of how I want it, then he'll have a better idea of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the biggest priority, but definitely like that's something I like. Yeah. Don't turn your ads off or anything, or don't delay turning your ads on until it's like perfect. But definitely like when you get some time to redo those, definitely do that.
I was
Okay.
gonna say we can do one righteous.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I got I'm already my mug's already on cams, so let's just license my face out. Just rock and roll.
I
Yeah, dude.
appreciate
Oh, I'll hit you on Slack after, and then we can maybe if I do one for you, you could kind of do one for me, kind of thing. That'd be,
yes.
and then it could
I,
be like a Zoom, like we could just record it.
oh, that'll work. That'll be smooth. That'll help me out. So I was a little nervous. I'm like, dude, it's almost a week and I've got nothing. I'm like,
Oh yeah, we can
I'll,
get something going, dude.
I'll
Just let
get
me
ready.
know like the key things you want me to say. Well, usually last time when I went on with Cam, I just chopped it up with him about what he kind of wants me to say, or and then we just kind of freestyled it. So
Yeah,
as long
we
as we
probably
just hit like the key points, you know.
Cool,
Yep.
cool. Riviera,
Appreciate it.
thanks for offering, Riviera.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. All right, well, there you go, right? Just we're good there. Anything else that you want to go over, bro?
Um, no, no, that's pretty much everything for me.
Cool, cool. Dope. All right, well, if that's everything, then I'm gonna transition to I think Riviera's next, and then if you have questions, I'll swing back at them.
Okay.
Cool,
I
cool.
think I think Aiden is actually. Yeah, I think
So,
he.
really quick, so Righteous, are you in a place where you're kind of just getting everything ready, and then you're planning on launching ads maybe this upcoming week?
I was gonna launch tomorrow. That's like once I got that video back, I'm like, that's like the last thing I needed to do. I redid my mechanism video because I had the fan on and it was loud and it was just terrible. And I went through and found out how to actually edit in like the Loom to make it a lot cleaner. So I redid the mechanism video as well. I did that today. So I was like, as soon as I get a testimonial video back, I'm going.
Oh yeah.
I had to have him redo it. I felt bad because he said that he didn't say painting contractors. He said something like photography, and I was just like, damn. Man, I didn't feel like trying to edit it out or like do like some AI stuff. I'm like, can you just just say painting business? But now everything else is cool, man. I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, just keep me posted. Once you launch your ads, you and Jorge, both of you guys, telling you guys, both of you guys to like just watch your money like a hawk, right? And you've been doing a good job, right? You've been doing a good job, just not blowing through any extra cash or anything like that. So, I think the last time around, what was the issue? The issue was, I mean, obviously we've talked about sales. Aside from sales, it's just, nurturing these people and getting all this content over to them before. So now that you've got that, um, hopefully we can, hopefully we can increase your conversion on sales. I wish Jorge was here. I think he might hop on a little bit, but Jorge is like you a little bit, man. Um,
Really.
yeah, yeah, bro. This whole so I reviewed his discovery call this past weekend, and I mean I don't know if you or anybody's interested. I can just leave a link to some of my feedback if you guys are interested.
Yeah, that'd be dope. And everything will help me.
Okay. Cool. In that case, I'll share this with you. I don't want it to overwhelm you. But like yeah, a lot of like what I said to him, and maybe I'll check out some stuff from Aiden if he's got his stuff filmed, his sales calls filmed. But like words he uses. If you look back at my call, look how many words I used. I explained this to you. How many words do I use? How many words do you use? I hope this is making sense to you. Yeah, he's kind of like you, where it almost feels like he's reading off a script. He's not using enough words. He's not fluctuating his tone enough. He's not having much of a dialogue. He's just kind of like running through a script. And you can kind of see that through this call. And I was like, yeah, bro, you need to have more dialogue, go back and forth, get people emotional. And again, you can kind of see that through Cam's calls and how many words he's using. For most of you guys, I would just say like use more words, right? Like if it's something takes you a minute to say, like take 2 minutes to say, use more words. Um, so I don't know why I transition to this, but for you, that's the big thing. I think it's going to be is like just your sales. I mean, your numbers are great in terms of your ads. Everything's good. There's literally nothing other than like just work on your sales, bro. That's the only thing I see. Um, but any questions? Anything else, bro? Really quick.
Um,
Maybe what I did I just say confusing, make like that seem
no.
fake?
Now, honestly, ever since well, I was listening to Jeremy and I was trying to take as much notes as I can, just that referral method is like just been blowing my mind up. I'm like, dang, that's just another play. So I'm trying to think how I got to get this on not a discovery call, but the onboarding, so that that can help me out. But no, um, no, that's
Yeah, for the onboarding. So you're wondering what to do on the onboarding if you close somebody so that they can do that play?
yeah, like how can I add that into my business as well?
Okay.
I like
Um,
And
So
that might not be something I even should be worried about right now. Like until
I would say like if you want to maybe make a note and write down to reach out to me after you close the deal and before you're onboarding, just remind me of this, then I can sit down, I can try to write out a script or something for you. Because my headspace isn't there right now to like I don't want to tell you something. I don't think it's that complicated to be honest. I it's pretty much, hey, we have a referral system. For every referral that you generate for us, we do give you 10%. For every referral that we close, it's 10%. Would you be like to be a part of the referral program? Yeah, they say, yeah, it's got it. So here's basically what it is. Here's how it works. You explain it. So basically all you do is you create admin access to it for us. So I don't know. I don't know that it's worth explaining all that on this onboarding call. I think it's worth like setting the seed because if you tell somebody on the onboarding call, like, hey, I'm gonna get access to your stuff and then I'm gonna pose as you and blah blah blah, and you say all this shit, that might scare the fuck out of them because they haven't even officially worked with you and you're already doing some like stuff that they might feel uncomfortable with. However, if you just tell them, hey, join the referral program, they say yeah, then you can tell them okay, when after we've gotten you, a month of working with us, then we'll hop on a quick call and I'll explain how that system works, for example. Something like that. To be honest, I mean, the truth is like if you just get cool with people, like if you just build a good relationship, they'll be pretty chill about it. That's just the truth, right? Like he's built a good relationship with that lady. He's got a good relationship with these like Russian people, right? Like my relationship with you guys, like for most of our relationship, I feel like we're all pretty comfortable here. So if I were to ask a favor or something like that, like most people would, I think, be pretty chill about it. So I think it's about just like building a good relationship and getting people good results, and then they'll be okay. The only thing I would be thinking about if I were you is planting that seed on the onboarding call. That's the only thing you need to really be worried about is planting a seed on the onboarding call.
okay,
It's
now
not
that
even,
makes
yeah, it's not even super important for you right now. It's not that
that
important.
that's down the line, but
Yeah,
now that makes sense.
yeah.
So Z, is Jeremy like doing weekly coaching calls with his clients?
No, he's just like very, he's just a very like curious person. He like genuinely likes helping. Like he's genuinely like super focused on like helping like his clients. And I think for him, a big part of it is like one, it makes him feel good, like genuinely. And then two, I think he views it as like a fun game. And so because he views it as a fun game, he genuinely likes doing it. I think he just like has a lot of communication with his clients. He's just like constantly like
Okay. So he's cool with just communicating and staying in touch with them as needed.
he just plays it pretty close to the chest. Like updating them, talking to them. Hey guys, I need this, or hey, I like to try a strategy. So yeah, I just think he has like a pretty tight relationship with his clients. He just built that, and I think again he attracts a certain type of person with his face and his abs and everything like that. So the relationship going in is a certain type of way, I think.
Oh,
But yeah. What else is top of mind for you, bro?
no, that's you pretty much cleared everything up. That was the only thing that I was really having a hard time with, like you said, was just the sales part. So now
Yeah.
that I got some ammunition, I feel like I'll be good to go.
Good. Cool, man. Well, I'm gonna move on to Aiden and you're here, Aiden, Tenny, Jorge. So I might do some sales stuff today. We'll see. I feel like that's the big thing for everybody. Jorge, hope you're doing well, bro. Um, but yeah, I was just telling Righteous that you're kind of like him a little bit in terms of sales after reviewing your discovery call. Both of you guys are a little bit like, hey, you need a little bit more emotion, a little bit more words. Maybe Aiden's like that. I don't know. I feel like Aiden's vibe is very different because Aiden's got a shit ton of experience. He probably talks more like a doctor. Maybe keeps a little bit too short. Um, I feel like with you guys, with Righteous and Jorge, you guys probably sound too much like you're reading a script and just kind of boom, boom, boom. Versus Aiden is probably too much like a doctor and just kind of saying stuff and being very short and not building enough emotion, not selling enough. That's kind of what I'm guessing, but I would have to see one of his calls. So anyways, I'm rambling. If there's time, we'll do some sales stuff. If not, we'll find another day to do some sales stuff. But all right, Aiden, Tenny, I definitely so I respond to you guys. What do you guys want to work on?
Um, yeah, sorry, let me pull it up. I just for later, I have been posting discovery calls in the spreadsheet, and then I have a few sales calls that I'll put in there as well. I really want your feedback on I guess both, because
Yeah.
discovery call sets up the sales call. Sorry, one sec, let me pull it up. Is there anything you want to go over, Tenny?
Nope.
Just the discover. So want to go over sales? That's top of mind. Was there anything else top of mind? Because I know you went over a few things here in terms of like new ads and this and that. Like, did you want to talk about any of this stuff, or do you feel like I pretty much answered you here?
I feel like, yeah, I feel like you answered the stuff about the ads. Um, Sorry.
You're good. I'm gonna pull up your numbers in the meantime, kind of see where you guys are at.
Yeah, I guess there's just
So where are we at here? So okay, so last week got 95 link clicks, $4.95. You got 7 book calls. Hell yeah. 67, dude, hell yeah. So half of them we had a call with. Booked a sales call with 2 out of the 3. Okay. Sales call we had. Yeah, dude, numbers are, things are a little bit expensive, but conversion rates look good. So you've had live sales calls. So live sales means we've had 5, you've closed 1. So technically, I mean, you're within KPI, right? 1 out of 5 we want to close. 2 out of 5 would be better, but 1 out of 5 is more than healthy. It is healthy. Um,
the live sales meeting might.
so, when I look at your numbers overall, bro, like nothing is jumping at me that's like broken.
Okay.
The only thing, cost per sales meeting.
Okay.
5. Uh, yeah, it's just
Yeah, I feel like no, I feel the same way. I feel like nothing is really broken. I just need to, yeah, it's those little things in the sales calls, and the discovery calls. And then like the next thing that I'm obsessing over is just cost per lead, which is probably not the best thing to obsess over. I need to keep watching those discovery call and sales call videos. Um, and I will, and I am. But I'm just like, I need to talk to more people and more people and more people. And so I'm just like thinking of everything we can do to talk to more contractors. But
yeah, for sure. I'm just comparing kind of your close rate to some of the other guys here. Give me a second here. I'm gonna pull up some the other members here. So I got Jeremy. Let me pull up. I'm on. Um, so Jeremy and both of you guys, your cost per live discovery call is around 170, $190. So he's at 190, you're at 170. Cam is an anomaly. His numbers are just retarded. So we're not going to compare that. I'm on his cost. I mean, his numbers were a little bit different too. Cost per live discovery call. Yeah, his number was $44. Um, okay, cost per live. So his numbers are different too. I mean, I think the person we can compare you the most to is going to be Jeremy, because some of these guys, again, their cost per discovery call, their CPMs, just very different than yours. Like I think Riviera's like book calls are like freaking like $12, which is retarded. Like that, we can't compare that to you guys. Um, So let's see here. So here's the difference between you and Jeremy, right? You guys are both $190, cost per live sales meeting, 379. You guys are at 534. So 534 divided by 379. So you guys are spending a little. Okay. So why is his number that? So live discovery calls, live sales meetings. Okay, so he's got about a 50% conversion rate from live to live versus you guys live. Yeah.
33%.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you guys still have to
Oh,
have two of them, right? So if
yeah,
these two, that'll be pretty much 50% too. So you guys will be neck and neck. That'll be good. Um, so yeah, I mean, when I initially look at this, like everything looks healthy, and then when I look here, I'm like, shit's a little bit expensive. And I think what's going on, I mean, this seems like common sense is like I just think some of the data has not played out yet. Like we just need to get a little bit more data, more calls, and have more of an average. And I think things might equate out to where Jeremy's at. And I think you guys pretty much apples to apples. And his cost per acquisition about $1,000. That's what I like to see, right? What I like to see is 1,000 to 1,500 bucks. You guys are at 2,600 bucks. I'd like to see about 1,000 to $1,500 is a very safe number. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's industry standard. 1,500 for an agency is like pretty standard across the board.
mm,
Uh, Anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500. For you guys, I'd like to see you guys at about 1,000, 1,500. Um, yeah, nothing's really jumping at me, man. Like everything is still okay. Everything is still fine. It's not going to hurt you to try to bring your CPM clicks and all that stuff down, but I'll be honest, man. Like I don't. I mean, my gut is telling me. I mean, dude, here's the thing. Like, definitely, if you can work on getting this down, work on getting it down. Like, keep pushing yourself. Maybe give it another 2, 3 weeks of like pushing yourself to see if you can bring it down. But I would not be surprised if we just like hover around here, and that's
yeah,
just if it is like that's not bad. It's not bad at all. So from our ads, like in terms of like focusing on, like it's not a bad thing to focus on. It's not a bad thing. It's just other things are more important in terms of
yeah.
like sales and all that stuff. But yeah. So I feel like I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Keep working,
No,
see if we can bring them down. But if we get to this number and settle on this, it's okay. It's still a win.
right.
It's still okay.
No, I agree. I think the biggest thing is like closing on the sales call because there's been, you know,
Yeah,
what is
if I do look, I mean, apples to apples, I'm going to compare you to Jeremy. If I take you and I say, okay, I'm going to compare you to like the best closer, that's going to be Cam.
yeah,
And Cam's numbers are he's closing 19 out of 29, so he's closing at 65%. So
insane.
that's like I think what's Jeremy's at 9 divided by 25. So he's about 36, right? 20, 30%. 30% is actually, I think, average. I don't think it's 20%. I think it's actually 30%. If you get to like Cam's level, now we're like at 65. We're like, which is kind of insane. But I don't know. I'm just rambling here. Sorry, you had some thoughts? Were you saying something? I didn't mean to cut you off. You were saying something.
No, just yeah, the getting the close on those sales calls. There were, you know, multiple sales calls that went really well where there's not really a reason that I shouldn't have collected. One of them was um, at night, which was pretty cool. Since I opened up the calendar, yeah, the conversion rate bumped up a bit, and then one of the guys that I spoke to, uh, he was like super happy and grateful for that because they're super busy, and it went straight from because he's at home at that point. It went straight from a discovery call into a sales call.
Nice.
So I'll put that in the sheet.
Cam's been doing that, by the way, and that's something I guess I want everybody to hear. Like Cam's been doing like a 30-minute discovery call, and he pushes that right to like the demo, which is like an hour long. He's like aiming to do one call closes. So if that naturally kind of happens for you, like go for it.
Yeah, for sure. It actually has happened a couple times. But
What do you
yeah,
what
I
do
don't
you
know.
what do you think it is? I have a pretty good guess as to like what's happening. What do you think it is that's getting causing you to get to a place where like you feel like they should be closing, but they're not? Like, what do you think you're doing versus or not doing that's resulting in that?
Well, first of all, I'm not really giving them an incentive. There's no urgency and there's not like, yeah, there's not any incentive to do it right now versus later on. They kind of give me a, like, a lot of those guys are like, oh yeah, I'll, get back to you or something like that. And it's just like, they kind of mentioned that they're talking, a lot of them, I'll say most of them mentioned that they're talking to other agencies, which is fine. But it's like, yeah, just no incentive to come back because they're just kind of fucking around. Um,
So what do you think? What do you think the? I mean, I again, I based off of like you're pretty much telling me exactly what I thought you would tell me. But what do you think the solution is based off of that? Like, what do you think you need to be doing?
yeah. Um, I don't know, yeah, something that adds massive value that they probably wouldn't have had otherwise. Like one of my thoughts is like the AI calling system that we're gonna try to position as an upsell after they onboard and after the first few weeks or after the first month or so. Then we're gonna position it as an upsell, and we can
What
give
else?
them. Oh,
What else do you think it can be? It's not that. What else do you think
yeah.
it?
I
How do you?
honestly, oh, the kind of the emotional stuff, like they're not emotionally sold. Logically, they're like, okay, cool, yeah, this makes sense, you know. But then there's probably somebody else out there that's really hitting them in the feels, and it gets them.
What else do you think could be it? That's probably a little bit of it, but also I think you have a certain type of personality that I think you figured out what works for you. Um, what else do you think it could be?
Yeah. The I mean, the sales call definitely isn't like following the outline, with the slideshow and the script and stuff like that. Um, so I think that could give, I don't know, like help things. That's not obviously like the biggest thing. Um,
So are you doing so how when you're structuring the offer, right? When you get to the price point, what are you saying? Like you get to the end of the call with me, what are you saying to me? What are you showing me? What are you saying to me?
yeah, so I'm like, okay, like, well, sometimes I'll just go like right into it without even doing the numbers. It's just like, hey, when do you want to get started? Um, they'll ask for price point, and I'm like, uh, I've done this a couple times, and I kind of felt iffy about it. Whereas, like, normally this is 2,500 a month, but we're looking for a 25th client, and so if we're able to get this going in the next week or two, I can bring it down to 1,000 for this month, or like for the next
Oh,
3 months or something like that.
I wouldn't be doing that. Um, I definitely want to be telling people like, hey, if we get this going in a week or two, definitely no, for sure no.
Yeah,
Um, I think so. You know Tanner Chittister?
I think so.
Yeah. So Tanner Chittister, Ravi Abu, he's like kind of like Ravi Abubala, same space. And these guys do like 1 million plus per month. And he was saying with his numbers that 90% of the money that they make, it's from the first call.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like that's how big of a deal it is to collect on that first call. And so when you say things like, yeah, so if we can get this going here in a week, what you're doing is you're delaying something, and then
Yeah.
they right away you're kind of you're shooting yourself in the foot a little bit.
Well, and sometimes they'll push back. I did it to one guy who even told me, he's like, yeah, I think I want to go with you. He was like talking to a few of them, and I literally did that. I was like, 24 hours, bro. I'm like, that's all you
Right.
got. And he's like, oh, push it out to next Friday or something or whatever. And I was like,
So let me ask you this. Are you doing the hell yeah, hell no line?
no, I'm not doing that.
So, that's the problem. That's what I was trying to lead you to. So when you go through the discovery, you go through all that stuff, you got them a little bit emotional, you got them, doubting themselves. Then before you kind of really get into the pitch and everything, you're like, hey, dude, here's the deal, man. I'm gonna go ahead and pitch, I'm gonna go and present all this stuff. Here's my request to you, dude. You can say one of three things. And so right from the get-go, man, what you're doing is you're setting the frame of like, hey, dude, I'm gonna go ahead and pitch, I'm gonna present, I'm gonna take the time, I'm gonna give you all the hey, it's like, hey, dude, I gave you all this love, energy at the very beginning. You were able to open up phase one. Phase two is like a transition. It's like, hey, dude, after I've listened to all this stuff, like I got you, man. I'm happy to have a conversation. I'm happy to, I know I can help you, bro. Like I know I can help you based off what you shared. Thank you for sharing all that. Now, before I go in this whole presentation, I just got something I gotta ask you really quick just to make sure that we respect each other's time. At this point, what's he gonna say? He's gonna be like, yeah, dude, why? Because Aiden has showed me love, he's given me value, he's listened to me, I feel heard, all this shit. So it's like, okay, dude, like go ahead, Aiden, you can ask me for something. That's when you sandwich in there, like, all right, so here's the deal, bro. Like, I'm happy to go over all this stuff with you. My only ask is this: just don't give me some bullshit. Yes or don't give me a maybe. Don't give me a smoke screen. Don't give me that. You're will if you want to give me a no, that's totally cool. I'm not going to bend your arm. I'm not going to do any objection handling. Just give me a yes or no. Is that cool? Is that fair? So right from the get-go, it's a guy thing. It's hard for me to explain this, but like whenever I do this with women, it doesn't fucking work, bro. Fucking women, bro. Fucking women. But with men, men stick to their word. I sound like a sexist, but it's just true. Men are like, yeah, bro, I got you. Sounds good, bro. I'm a straight shooter like you. You do your part. I'll go ahead and I'll make the okay. Then you go and do the whole song and dance. And as you do this whole song and dance, now they're listening, they're logically being sold. And then what happens is they've forgotten about that middle part of the conversation where you told them, like, hey, bro, remember this deal? They've forgotten about it because so much time has elapsed. So now they're like sold. But what you need to do is now you need to turn up the heat in the room. And so you go back to that initial part. You're like, all right, bro, I'm gonna get into the whole offer. Just before we do you remember that part in that other conversation? And now he's like, oh yeah, yeah. And then you go into, all right, cool, man. So I just want to make sure, man, you have access to this amount of money. Is there anything that will stop you from getting started Monday? It's just you and me making this decision, right? All this stuff. All right, cool, man. So in terms of price, bro, here's what it is. So what you've done is you back them into the fucking corner. Literally right before price, you back them into a corner where they're gonna look like a fucking dick if they say anything other than maybe or anything other than yes or no. They look like a dick. Does that make sense? So it's a critical part of this whole sales process, right? So when you said like I'm not following the script or the slides, like no, that is the problem, bro. Because the
Yeah.
slides are in order to put them into this booby trap.
Yeah.
So you're just giving people way too much fucking wiggle room. You're not
Yeah.
like,
100%.
yeah, you're not setting the trap up appropriately in a way where they have no choice but to say yes or no. Um, yeah, I mean, I think Hormozy said something along the lines of like the top 30%, there's always gonna be a 30% that's gonna buy. There's always a 30% that will never buy. And then it's like you're fighting for the 60% in the middle. And so that guy that bought from you the other day, bro, that was the 30% that was already gonna buy. You just have to not shit the bed. But when it comes to all these other people that you're having a conversation with, there you got to fight tooth and nail in the 60% in the middle, and that's where the script and this whole slides and everything comes in, bro.
Yeah. But what you're saying with like it's kind of interesting in that sales training. I think I mentioned it to you one time this last week that Alex Ramosi sales training. It's like a compilation of all his videos. And like in like the first 10 minutes, he's like talking about, you know, uh, power to like you're empowering them to decide and to make a decision. And, it's not even just like a trap. I mean, like, yeah, it is a trap in the sense where it's like, we want to be moral and we want to, keep the commitments that we said we would and things like that. But like,
Exactly.
it's just like giving them the power to say yes or no. I don't care if it's a yes or a no, but just make a fucking decision.
Exactly. I don't know the right word, empower, whatever, but the key word that you just said there that's in alignment with what I'm doing is, hey man, this is your character, right? You said this is who you are, right? So once somebody says to you, I'm a man of integrity, I stick to my words, I make yes or no decisions, I don't bullshit around, then what happens is they have to do that or else they look like a fucking retard, right? So if I were to, I'm just going to really quickly run through this. I think it'll help. Um, so you set the tone from the very beginning. Are you familiar with this stuff or like
Yeah, I have it. I've been like editing it a little bit.
have you seen like the sales training video? I know it's a long ass video, it's like a 2 hour video. Have you gotten a chance to watch it or not yet?
Not the full thing.
Okay. So I'll just give you a quick rundown of it, right? So we're hopping on that call initially, and it's like, hey man, so here's the purpose of, the purpose of this call is this. I've got 25 clients only for my 26. This is what things look like. First you do this, then I do this, then you do this, then you do this. Are you cool with that? He says, yeah, all right, cool, man. So what is Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna brain fart right now. So they know that you're gonna go through all these slides and do all this stuff. And so
Right, you like scroll through it.
Yeah, so you scroll through, and so the request here is basically like, "Yo, bro, I just need to ask you some qualified question. Make sure this conversation makes sense because I don't want to hop on a 1 hour thing with you. Is that cool?" They say, "Yeah." Then you go into the qualifications, make sure they're a good fit. And so again, this part, I don't know if you're doing this, Aiden. This is so fucking crucial. This is so crucial because this is where the mousetrap starts. Because right from the get-go, I'm basically what I'm doing here is I'm preventing these objections from even coming up. Like my
Yeah.
objections, I kill them. I kill the same. I kill the core five objections like over and over and over so that by the time I get to the sale at the very end, they just can't hit me with any bullshit. So it's like one of the big things, like, hey, can you allocate, 2, 3 hours per day, da da da. This you would reframe for yourself. It's like, hey man, so is there anything that would stop us from getting started on Monday? Um, I actually on my Loom videos, I actually tell people like, hey man, before I hop on this call with you, I take on one person, up to one person every other week, up to. And so they already know going in. It's like, hey, so I kind of set them up so that if I do have a sales call with somebody, I'm like, hey man, we're gonna get started on Monday. Is there anything that will stop you from getting started on Monday? Can you make a decision? This is the uncertainty doubt objection. This is the financial objection. So if they answer yeah, well then you shouldn't have a financial objection. You shouldn't have I have to do it later. You shouldn't have a partner spouse, right? And so from there, then we spend a little bit of time here getting them emotional. It's like, all right, man, so I just want to revisit this really quick. They get emotional. And then you go into, all right, man. So basically, here's a deal, man. I believe I can help you out based off that conversation. Now, the next part of the conversation, I'm going to go in and just explain how the system, everything works. Is that cool? He says, yeah. And then you go into your whole thing. And so this whole thing, it's super important that you understand. Like this is all so important. The way it works is like, hey, man. So I'm going to tell you a story about this one person, and it's like a hero story. And as they're listening, they're like getting emotionally tied in, invested. But then they're in the back of their head, they're probably thinking like, well, you're just sharing one story. And so you go into like, so I've shared this whole hero, zero to hero story with you. And this is where they were before, this is where they were working with us, and then this is where they're afterwards working with us. But here's the thing, man. It's and here are their future goals, but it's not just them, dude. It's this person and this person and this person and this person and that person. And not only that, but it's all these other people too, bro. And so what happens is like if they had any doubt of like, hey, this dude's a scam or it's not gonna work for me, that's been completely eradicated, right? So just like think about the emotional journey so far. So you're setting the tone, you're qualifying them, you're getting a little emotional. Now that you've warmed them up a little bit, they've gone through this whole thing. And so by the time they get here, they're like, fuck, it's worked for all these other people. Dude, it's gonna fucking work for me. So they're not even doubting it. They're not even doubting anymore. And so now you can get into, all right, well, that in mind, man, dude, I'm gonna go and share our system with you. So now you've gotten them emotional. Now they're ready for the logical. So now they're not going to doubt you. They're not, even if something they don't fully understand it, which of course you want to make sure that they understand it. Even if they don't, they trust you because of all the stuff above here. And so now you've gone through all the stuff, and then this is a little bit more logical where you explain the numbers to them, Excel sheet, calculate, whatever, and they're explaining, oh, these are all the resources you're gonna get. So now the purpose of this is to let them know, hey man, like I know the system. In case it seems complex or anything, like, dude, I got you. I'm gonna give you this resource. I'm gonna give you this resource. I'm gonna give you, so you're good. So you kill the objection of like, hey man, I don't know if I can actually make this happen for me. And then you sit on this for a little bit, right? You sit on this. So you have questions, you go back and you got to really take your time. You got to really probe them until they fucking have no questions. Like, cool, man. So here's the deal, man. Here's where we're at in the conversation. Now, I can make you, and I sandwich this, by the way. So a little trick I have. It's like, so at this point, man, I think I can help you. To be honest, the reason I asked you this question because of ABC, but I've always known I can help you. But the ball's in your court, man. You let me know if you'd like me to make you an offer. If so, I'm happy to do it. So it's a sandwich. It's like, tell them what you want them to do, tell them that they can do whatever the fuck they want, and then tell them the thing that you want them to do again.
Yeah.
It's a sandwich transition. They say, yeah, Brian, of course, make me the offer. It's like, all right, cool, man. So then now you do this. This is the hell yeah, hell no script. This is the part that you're not doing. I mean, there's a lot that you're not doing, but like, hopefully this is like logically making sense to you now. Where like now they're like, yeah, dude, I'll give you a hell yeah, hell no. I mean, think about the whole entire journey you just took somebody through. Now, when you tell them like, hey, man, I need a hell yeah, hell no. If you say no to me, it's all good, not a big deal. If you tell me maybe that's my only thing, but if you want to give me a yes, that's cool. Give me a no, that's cool. They're like, yeah, man, you have my word. Then it's like, okay, you basically tell them, so basically here's what's gonna happen next, man. We're gonna go over pricing. You're gonna be hell yeah, hell no, like we spoke about. And then you're gonna transact. You show them the page. You don't show them the price, you show them the page. You're gonna transact on this page. Here's what's important, Aiden. You're saying all these things. Hopefully you're gonna understand like why I'm doing things the way I am. It's very different than you, which is like, hey man, if we get this going here in a week or two, nah, dude, fuck that. I say, hey, you're gonna give me a hell yeah, hell no today. After you do, dude, we're gonna go and take care of the transaction. The reason I show the page is because I am setting a small little subliminal psychological thing of like, hey, I expect you to make the transition here on this call. Now after, and I use certain keywords like now after you transacted, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you a fill of a kickoff form. I'll show the kickoff form, and then after that, we're gonna schedule a onboarding, and then I spend time on the onboarding, right? So I pull up the onboarding page, say, and I spend 10 minutes here. So on the onboarding, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make sure you're good. Da da da. Da. So I spent like 10 minutes or so. Like now they're like a lot of people they have issues. This is just really high level. A lot of people they're cool, and then the moment it's time to make the payment, not now something comes in the background. They're like, okay, after I make this payment, what the fuck happens? That's a big thing that turns a lot of people lose sales from that. And so when you go over onboard, now they're like they know exactly what the fuck's gonna happen. And so now that you've done that, they're like, okay, cool, this sounds good, man. I'm clear on what happens next. Then guess what I do again? Remember, I just went over this with you. All right, man. So I'm just making sure, dude, like you have access to this, right? And again, nothing's gonna stop us on Monday. Cool, man. And then you can make the decision, nobody else. So again, dude, I'm like, I do this like 3 times. I do this on the qualifying. I do this on like don't like multiple times so that I just don't have any objections. And then I go over, okay, here's everything you get. Here's the support you get, FAQs. You got something to write on. Then I go over price. And now here's the thing about pricing. Here's again another thing that you're not necessarily doing the way that I'm doing or the way Cam's doing it's working really well for him. So again, the way that we do it, if you want to listen back to my call, if you want to listen back to Cam, it's like, hey man, so in terms of price point, it's $2,083. And this is super important, man. Like if you don't fucking do this right, dude, like you're gonna lose so many sales. It's like the way you say it, the tonality, the pauses are all so important. It's like, all right, so the price point, man, you ready? You got something to write on? Yep. So it's $2,083 a month. And so that equates to 6,250. Or if you prepaid, what we do is we shave off 20% off the top for you. So that's 1,250 shaved right off the top. That would bring the total down to just a one-time payment of $5,000. Now, that being said, for you, because of your experience and what you went through regarding ABC, what I'd like to do actually is instead of doing that, I'd like to just get us started for just a one-time payment of $500 a day. And here's the reason why I already explained the reason why. Do that for $500. This way, I can get you started, get you your foot through the door, get you your first leads, and then actually make your first sale. And I'm not going to ask for the second payment until we've gotten your first close. And then so long as you pay off the remaining balance of $5,000 within the first 30 days, we'll still go and give you that honor that. So see how like we're adding there's a bunch of urgency scarcity, which is like, hey, I'm going to give you the discount. It's a pay in full. And so now they're thinking like, fuck, it's a pay in full. It's 5,000, so expensive. But then I'm making it sexy as fuck where I'm like, hey, it's only $500. And I'm still going to give you the 5,000 discount so long as you cover the remaining balance within them. And now they're like, fuck yeah, this guy's putting his skin on the line. I only have to pay $500, no brainer. And I can get the discount so long as I do it with them. That's fucking fair, bro. And so then your only job is collect the 500 and your job is you just deliver, bro. You get them good results. They're going to make the second payment. Within the 4 weeks, they're going to cover the rest of the balance, assuming you make them enough money to cover the remaining balance. Piece of cake. Um, so yeah, man, that's a quick run through of it. Again, everything is by design here, man.
Well, that's powerful. I can see it. So I have, well, first of all, actually, I want to say, so my discovery call on Friday night, that turned into a sales call. He actually, like I went through kind of like I did in the discovery call, or sorry, the mechanism video. I went through my clients' Facebook pages, talked about their stories. I showed him the screenshots of the testimonials of my other clients. And I can whip out a couple like screenshot or like look at pull out our Google reviews too. We have a few reviews on Google that are really good. And at the end of the call, like at the end of like going through the system, he said it out of his own mouth. He's like, so literally, like, why wouldn't it work for me? You know, he was kind of like, and that was really interesting. Just with that emotional stuff, and then the logical stuff, he was like, well, damn, yeah. He said it out of his own mouth. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. But then combined with this stuff, you know, the hell yes, hell no.
That's the thing that you're based off of the way you're talking right now. It's like that's the element that you missed. You did the whole psychological thing in terms of like getting them, hey, bro, look at all the reviews, all this shit. So now they're like, why the fuck wouldn't it work? And then you logically explain it. And your only thing was you did not put the fire, you did not raise the heat in the room by, hey, I need you to make a decision today. Give me hell yeah.
Right.
You just didn't do that. That's literally all you didn't do.
Well, for the other sales calls, I didn't necessarily go over, you know, oh, did I? I'll have to go back and look. I don't think I had gone over like results of other clients. I didn't really like talk a ton about them as much. If I did, it wasn't as effective. Definitely not as much as this last one. So,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah, I love this.
super
Oh,
cool.
my one question is, I I don't know, man. I feel like people are just wishy-washy as hell. What if I was, my only question is like, if I'm like, in the beginning, I'm like, hey, can we get a hell yes or a hell no? And what if they are like, no, like what,
Yeah,
like
quick
maybe
question.
or something.
Like I said, I've only had that with females.
Hmm.
Like
So I've been having that with females.
you too, Rivera?
You- They'll just say,
Hell,
I mean, I just want to see everything first. Or like, it's what you said, Tenny, or Aiden, wishy-washy. So yeah, if there's any way to get around
you'll get that
wish,
with
because
me.
I'm trying to get them to say, just be committed to me saying, can we get a hell yeah or hell no? Then at the same time, it's like a paradox because they're being wishy-washy as I'm asking them not to be wishy-washy. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe there's a way I have to say it too. So
Dude, they got XY chromosome. It's just it's a chromosome thing, bro. So so no, to answer your question, though, seriously, Aiden, is what so you bring up a good point, but what I want you to do is I want you to imagine if you went through all this shit in order this way, and by the time you get down here, just think about the relationship you built with him. Think about the respect that you built with him. He's not gonna say some gay shit like that to you, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not gonna be a tart, I promise you. And I
That
can tell you after doing this a bajillion times. They just don't. Guys don't.
that
You have to
that
do
is super
all
true.
this.
By the time you get to the end, like the relationship is totally changed. Like
Yeah.
100%. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
So you in your head, you're probably subconsciously thinking like it's gonna be brought up towards the beginning or middle. No, no, no. It's all the very end where like in their mind, by the time you bring this up, bro, like here's what's going through your mind is fuck, I need this guy. I really like this guy. One, I like this guy. I trust this guy. I really need the service. And fuck, I just hope I can afford it. That's literally what they're thinking. So by the time you get into this, like they're gonna be eating out of your palm. Th- They're not gonna want to disrespect you. After everything you've done here, bro, it's like walking into a doc. It's like you've had a conversation, one of two doctors in the world that can perform a heart surgery on you. Like you're not gonna piss that fucker off. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry about it, man. I think with women, it's harder to get them here. I don't know what like if you can accomplish the same thing, it's easier, but with women, it's just harder to get.
Dude, it made me so mad. I woke up early for a discovery call this morning that a business owner booked on my calendar, my fucking calendar, right? I call the number, it's his freaking like secretary, like, hey, can I talk to Juan or whatever? And then she's like, no, or she's like, give me, puts me on hold for a second. She's like, no, you can't talk to him. I was like, the fuck? He booked it on my freaking calendar. Anyways, that made me so mad. And she was a woman, and I'm still salty about it. And I'm just like, man, fucking women. Just kidding. Yeah.
I'm gonna get canceled, man. I do these live. These are on YouTube. We're gonna get canceled, man. We're gonna be like,
Oh
no,
shoot, dude. Sorry.
no,
Well,
no, I'm
no,
joking.
actually, no, I take it back. Screw that lady, dude. She sucks.
It's I don't know if I should even bring this up. There's an agency, there's a coach on YouTube, and he only accepts men. And if you're gay, you literally can't be a part of the program. I swear to God.
Dude.
And I know we're laughing, and hopefully I'm not offending anybody that's saying this. The reason I bring it up is I think it's I mean I know why. It's because it's more of like a fraternity energy type of thing. Like that's the culture that he wants. So I just bring that up because we kind of naturally have that. I've never said no to a woman to join the program, but does this all help though in terms of
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Yeah, I'm gonna download this call. I'm gonna splice this section and I'm gonna watch it over again.
cool, cool. Um, yeah. I mean, what else did you want to go over? Anything that you t want to go over, Tenny?
No, I haven't been doing sales calls or anything like that. So yeah, no, I got nothing.
Cool, cool. All good. All right. So in that case, I'm gonna go ahead, move on over to Rivera. If you guys have more questions, obviously we'll circle back. Aiden, are you looking for something? If you have another question.
I was just double checking. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we got everything. So,
Cool. Have you I guess like have you watched any of Cam's sales calls or anything like that to kind of see this in action?
I watched some of the discovery calls. I don't think I've watched the sales calls yet,
Okay, cool.
but I'll make that my homework this week.
Cool. And yeah, they're doing one call closes now. So as soon as they have a few of those, like I asked Owen for some, so I'll send those over to you guys and so you guys can see everything condensed. I think that'd be cool. Because he used to take a long time. Like he used to do like a freaking 30-minute discovery and like a 3-hour sales call. And so he's been able to condense everything down. So
That,
I'll go through that with you.
that's
Um
crazy.
so okay, cool guys. Mr. Riviera, what's going on?
You know what to
What
do.
Good, man. Thank you for backing me up regarding the woman stuff. I felt like a sexist there for a second.
I mean, it's just probably just a certain way to go about it, but it's something that yeah, I just need to fine tune. Um, but yeah, I mean overall things been good, just busy and kind of just dealing with kind of a move here, so just trying to juggle, current client service delivery, moving, and then also the discovery calls and just staying on top of my calls and all that. I actually just updated that right now, so I'm not think the formulas should be good. You can always double check, but
Yeah. Cool. So let's look at last week. So do you feel like this is a do you think I should look at total or should I look at like September?
um yeah, I mean just September. I mean it's kind of just like the last week, right? Um I got kind of the cost per live discovery call, and I think that really was to Cam's sequence. I have been noticing people do text to that back more, which is crazy because I feel like some of the sentences don't make sense, or like there's just small little things that I feel like are like not grammatically correct, but then I'm like, okay, they're replying, so I'm not gonna question it. So but yeah, overall, been using his method. Still haven't launched his demo automation. That one I feel like I need to tweak more. Um, just because he does this whole thing where he internally notifies himself to then give a video message out to that person. So I just feel like I need to fine tune that to actually see if that cadence will work. I'm not too sure if any of the guys have used that yet. But I did notice he has like a kind of has an automation for everything, which is kind of crazy. And it would be like him knowing he's the one that did that demo where he used to go verbatim on things. So, but there's like a method to the madness. I'm noticing it now with his the higher pickup rate. I really feel like I should give it a shot, on the demo one too. But overall, I feel like, yeah, I feel like I was having that issue I had told you about. So a lot of it was like, okay, I got the cost per, like they're picking up more, but now I feel like I'm talking to, like the quality kind of went a little south where I was getting a lot of different niches that was, some of them back in the day were a little easier to get them on demos because they were already doing family and maternity. And so it was like, I didn't really have that issue, right? So once I started getting all these different niches, and different photographers, I kind of was running to the issue like, oh, I don't really have a solution for this. So just the last couple of calls, I've tried using it. And sure enough, I got a demo with a guy and got him totally being like against weddings. He was like, all right, man, yeah, I'm willing to hear this. I'm willing to switch up. So,
So you
um,
you tried the line, you tried switching up the line that we spoke about.
yeah, and he just talked more negatively about weddings and all that. So I was able to say, kind of transition to like what we're doing here, and we, to your arena, doing weddings. We tried it. We've spent thousands of dollars. We went hard on that route. And we just kept coming around the same wall that you were coming into. So it was a mix of, and then I just used XYZ, kind of his stuff he said, and then I'm like, and we even tried this, and then to combat that, and then it's like, but we found something that just works like bananas, man, and it's just like it's like almost effortless in the sense that I spent so much time doing that this is actually just 10 times easier. So I have everyone on that right now, and then I kind of just seeded small little things just to kind of, but then, a lot of the times I've noticed that they're more flexible like that. I'll ask them at the end, oh, did you happen to see the confirmation page before I let you go? Did you happen to see the confirmation page, see that mechanism video where I kind of go over the formula or the system A to Z? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, it kind of makes sense, like why the call went this way, why they were so flexible, why they kind of just like took my word and not fight me on things. because sometimes people will fight you, if you try to get them to switch up. They're like, but yeah, but I mean, I do like weddings for, and they'll kind of be combative. But I mean, a mix of that was not having the, right talk track. But also, I just feel like when I do ask them that and they say yes, they watch the mechanism video, it just makes sense. Like they were so easygoing. So I have a demo with him tomorrow. I feel good about him, but a lot of the guys I do ask about like, hey, is there anyone else in your oh, before I let you go, I totally forgot, but is there any other decision makers that should be on tomorrow's call? And then he was like, "Oh, my wife is usually like whatever." So I kind of invited him, like, "Yeah, bring her through, like, let her see, kind of, a peek behind the curtain. I'd love for you guys to go both check this out. If you make decisions together, it's just better for both of you to have yourselves on the call." So yeah, and then he said, "Oh, thank you." And so I'm hoping he brings her. Yeah, because I just feel like I've been running into the spouse objection a little bit. So I feel like that's what's kind of and then also one lady just hung up on me straight up, and it was crazy because she was like mirroring what I was saying. She was just like, "Oh man," and because I was catching objections mid presentation, like she was going like, the color of my skin, like I don't know if I could ever break out of just my current demographic being from wherever she was, and
Really quick,
uh, and
really quick, before you continue, a little tip with the guy and the girl tomorrow is
hmm
you do the hell yeah, hell no thing. Do
hmm
not do it as a group. Isolate him and ask him.
hmm
Make sure, because if you say, and I've had this experience whenever I have a couple and I say it and I phrase it where both the couple can respond, he's ready to say yeah. And then she kind of like will go in and she'll kind of talk for him and be like, okay, well, we just need some time. Versus if you make it about him and you talk to him, now he's going to respond and he feels more like he has to make the decision and she's going to kind of lay
hmm
back. So
yeah.
don't make the mistake of like making like, be like, all right, cool, man. So I have a very important question for you, man, right? And make it. And so if he agrees and he says the hell yeah, hell no, and she doesn't say anything, then she's not gonna say anything to disrespect and make him look like a dumbass. And he
hmm
has to kind of like abide and respect you, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Small little thing, but it makes a big difference. So, anyways, go ahead.
yeah, okay, cool. No, that's actually really good to know. So yeah, I'll actually just know that right now. um I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Dude, I don't know. It's so weird. She seems so more warm than even the people I've closed. So I've closed people that haven't felt as warm as her. So it just kind of threw me for a loop. But, I think there was some red flags. Like during the demo, like she would just turn off her, like she started in a car. I hate when they start with their phone. I'll just be honest. Like I hate when they start with their phone and they're in a car. Like I'm like, man,
How
we
many,
scheduled
how
this.
many times,
You've agreed.
how many times has that happened to you?
Um, I mean, it's probably just my old experiences from other niches, but it's happened with dentists, it's happened with uh
Specifically
but
photography.
specifically photography. I think just once.
Okay, then I would
I
say
think
not
just
a
once.
specific issue, but like in case you just hopefully you just bring that up on the discovery call, right? Towards the tail
Yeah.
end, it's like, hey, just make sure you show up and you're going to desktop. I'm going to show you a lot of really cool stuff, and your phone screen is going to be way too small. So just make sure again you carve out some time, sit down, be on a laptop with a big enough screen. Again, if that's an issue, it seems like it's maybe not a non-issue if you've only had one of those so far. Um,
Yeah. I just don't like the car thing. They could be on their phones. I mean, ideally not because you don't want to you want to show them like everything and not feel like they're squinting, but
No,
uh
they can't be
but
in a car. They have to be in a place where it's quiet and everything because you need them to get emotional and stuff like that. You just cannot have them
yeah.
in a.
No, she was getting chaperoned by someone. She wasn't driving. She'd be talking. She'd hit mute, and then she's like talking to someone, and then
Oh
she'd
yeah,
go
no.
off the camera. I'm like, dude, this ain't. And then, but then she'd pop in every time I ask her a question. She'd pop in all quick, and then the audio's on, and then the camera's on, and then she'd answer or whatever. Or it's like, hey, is everything making sense? Everything's clarity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, okay, any questions about this? Like I specifically point stuff out so that way I can see if she's like listening, and then she'd be like, oh yeah, that. And then she actually would kind of, replay it back. But overall, it was just weird. Like I got to the number and I did the whole script, and then at the end she was like, let's do the 1500. And I'm like, cool. So yeah, just like I said, like I showed you previously, the next step is simply we jump in here and are you a MasterCard or Visa gal? And she's like, MasterCard. And then like I literally see her grab her phone and then she just click and then she texts me immediately like, can you email the invoice? And I'm just like, Okay. Like, wait, what? But it was weird because she turned her head and started talking to the person. So I don't know if he dissuaded her. He'd be
Maybe.
like, no, 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 fuck that. So I don't know. It was one of those scenarios, right? So it was just weird. It was just weird.
I,
Um it was just I think it was a fluke, but it was just like and I tried to follow up everything and she just went cold. She never even opened the invoice. It never showed that she opened it. So
It probably is a fluke. I've had that happen to me maybe 2 times where I want to call people, know it's a payment call, and then they're like looking at their phone and then just like they randomly end the Zoom call because they don't know what the fuck else to do. It's like it's the most awkward thing.
and it's crazy. She said she's like, "Oh, I could give you a hell yeah or hell no." Like she did everything. But there's like I said, red flags, not paying attention. There's probably not an emotional investment. She's probably logically there. It was crazy because she's like, "I watched your whole mechanism video," and then she messaged me, "I just saw Mateo's story and his testimonial. Yeah, Mateo. Yeah, that's it. That's the attitude." And like she would like get all, you know, she would get all like whatever about it. Was just weird. I think like yeah, it was just like a mix of the environment, I think, and maybe just the maybe a pressure thing, and she just bounced. But
Got it.
I thought it was just funny. First I was kind of pissed because like oh, it was a waste of time, but then I just like kind of laughed and I was like, yeah, I think I need it for next time to be like, hey, I don't think I see you anymore.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
just like put pressure and just like have some level of, or even beginning, just like tell her, hey, if we can do this another time where you're actually, one on one, I'm going to kind of get quite in depth in here. And like I said, I'm not going to gatekeep anything. So what I'm going to show you is going to be high value for you, whether you move forward with me or not. Can we like, and then maybe try to swindle and
That would be a better move if I were you. I would not I wouldn't if I were in your shoes, what I would do is I would first push for like, hey, doing it at home. I wouldn't say like do it later. It's like, hey, super important, that you're able to see all this stuff. I'm gonna share a lot of stuff with you. Are you gonna be home in like 30 minutes? So I wouldn't like the way you phrased it is like, oh, can we do this another time? But then you might lose them. So
yeah.
instead, I would push them into like, hey, are you gonna be home in like maybe 30 minutes? And so and I do that. And if she's like, oh, I'm like 5 minutes away from home, then it's okay to start. But aside
Okay.
from that, you want to definitely get them home. But some of
Yeah.
those things are good, like, oh, I don't see you. But the only time in ideal cases, like they're home, and then from time to time they block their screen, or whatever, and then from there you can pressure them, like, hey, I don't see you. That is okay.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Yeah. It's like more last like they're actually in the environment and you
yeah.
need them. It's just a nudge.
But
Okay. Yeah. I was just, yeah, it's just like I just felt like I treat a Zoom call like I was in person with you, and that's like me just like talking with you right now, and then just all of a sudden just going like, this and it's like I don't know, I just felt like disrespected, like I was just like, all right, I guess I'm just like talking like to a wall or something, like I don't see a camera, and I'm like going in depth on certain things, so I was like, okay, but yeah, I think I just need to set my terms a little better and just know where to hold ground. But yeah, that's kind of like my last demo, and then tomorrow's demo, he seems pretty warm, seems like good energy. So,
so
um, so we'll see.
what I guess like so what specifically are you in a place you're like, hey, I want like so just trying to update copy between whatever in terms of time. Cam is working better. New script with the new script, I got somebody ditch idea. But okay, cool.
So, I mean, I guess, I mean, one of them, yeah, the cams sequence, I could probably share that, but I mean, one of the things is like I know what I need to do, right? I know I need to maybe do a mechanism refresher. I'm getting some positive feedback from that video, so maybe that's not the highest priority, but I know, refresh there. I know I need to get the demo thing launched, but it's all like supplementary stuff. I know the big task at hand is just getting them to really get conviction on the discovery call, to feel like curious, to feel that spark of like that little eye goggle Google they have, and then they just gotta show up to the demo. They gotta show up. Um, and I just know I need to just maybe watch some more sales stuff. So I just know I have the homework. I know where I need to like put my efforts in. So I guess the main thing is like, kind of maybe even thinking about like trying to, because my current clients are all getting $8 a lead, which is great. I think a lot of them that they all kind of set a goal of like two. I've noticed that with Josiah, with Sasha, she sets a goal of like two sessions she books a week, and if they don't hit that goal, they're immediately like kind of bummed. But I got one last week. which is all well and good, right? They all have challenges. They think of like two is like where like the baseline to hit. So if they don't hit it, it's just like it kind of falls back on me. So I just kind of tell them, hey, like just like leads, they come in as they come in, and just like closes, it can kind of fluctuate week to week. I feel like I'm saying all the right things. It's just like, I don't know, because sometimes they'll say, oh, I'm getting close to in the red, even though I booked two shoots out, because I right like $500 right there, and now I'm on like week 2 or week 3, and now I'm at $500. So I'm already at break even, and I haven't even completed these shoots yet. So, I've only collected half deposits, and I'm only really getting this from Josiah. I also see he doesn't keep up on his calls as much as Sasha, which Sasha, she's pretty good at doing all that. And yeah, she seems more like she's paying more also. So there's a level of skin in the game with her. But yeah, I just think of like, I don't know, like how do I nudge them to do like how do I put it back in their court and mean like, hey, are we making the most out of these leads? Because right now, your CRM looks a little bit kind of like it hasn't been touched in a while. Are these up to date with everything you need, like in terms of the ROI calculator? I also give them an ROI calculator where they track like where they are in each with on Google Sheets. So I don't know if it's something do I put back on them to, not that I'm trying to point the finger, but I'm trying to like really process of elimination, checkbox everything that, hey, have you at least like
I
we can
I wouldn't
talk.
I wouldn't worry about that right now.
Mhm,
Um, Here's the thing is like you're gonna get these clients and you're just gonna be learning stuff. Um, for you, because here's the thing, we're most likely going to be transitioning more to like a coaching offer in a coaching environment. So
mhm,
that it will automatically be on them, right?
mhm,
So I don't run your ads for you, right? It's on
mhm,
you. Or you don't. The best I can do is I can look at your numbers every week, and I can tell you like, hey man, you like the way you see my energy. My energy is like, yeah, dude, like we need to increase this number. I put it on you. It's not a me thing. I'm not gonna work the leads for you. It's like if you work like if you don't reach out to him, if you don't do it, it's on you. If you don't make your mechanism, it's on you. But that comes with again coaching offer, your price point being a high ticket offer, all that stuff, and so that will come in a bit. I just want you to get more reps in terms of sales and stuff like that. And like you said, I know what I need to be doing. I know I need to build more motion, da da da. And so we're just going to change up your, sales funnel. We're going to change up your discovery, your sales, like everything to position you more as a coach. I'm not too worried about that right now. Like some of your clients are going to crush it, some of them aren't. It just is what it is. The only thing you can really do to get them better results is focus on LTV, focus on the back end. Like that's the thing that's going to make the biggest difference. So are they doing the prints? Are they doing other things? Right? Those are the kinds of things that are going to make the biggest difference. Um, so I wouldn't worry about that right now. You're gonna pull if you because remember you're playing the agency game right now. If you do that, there's just no way you can get 20, 30 clients, all that shit, and just it's
mhm,
gonna be too difficult. You have to position it as a coach for photographers. So don't beat yourself up about that. The only if I were in your shoes, it's kind of like what I was doing with you a few weeks ago. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you try this to increase LT? Why don't you try that? Those are the kinds of things that are gonna be the biggest levers because it's gonna make
mhm,
them money.
mhm.
That's the only thing you should really be focusing on. If they
Try different
Yeah,
things.
try to encourage them to work their leads, but like don't lose stress over it. They either want it or they don't. They're either gonna do it or they're not.
Right, for sure. Um, yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure. I mean, it's good that they're all getting like results. At one point, they weren't. Some were lagging behind, and I finally got them in a place where they're
how
freaking
much have
ads
they
are
made?
crushing it.
How much has Sasha made?
Sasha's done 3 closes so far. I think she's close to closing a fourth.
So how much money
Josiah, he's done, I believe, 2 or 3. I gotta double check that one.
are they? I mean, do you know approximately how much they've made?
They've done 250. Sasha's done them all 250. I think Josiah said, I believe one was 150 and either the other two were 250. But I might, I feel like it might be one 250 and a one 150 on him. I gotta double
But
check for sure.
upsells or anything like that, or have they gone anywhere?
I mean, usually that comes at the end, right? Like when they like the day before the shoot. Like I still haven't set up that system for, Wendy. I wanted her to be the guinea pig to test out like a day before, send them a link of like different like sessions that they can like add last minute. I haven't quite implemented that yet. It's on, yeah, that's like the very next thing I want to do. Also, we're currently Wendy's curating an album, so she can have it like she's gonna pay for a whole album that we have from a client gallery that came out really well. So she's working on that kind of. She's kind of curating like what it looks like on each page. So that's in the works. So I have things in the works to get that up, but a lot of the upsell comes at the end, right? Like you service deliver, you send out the previews, you either give them a ton of photos,
So they
You know,
they
big
haven't
one.
got
That's the big one. So a lot of their shoots are like scheduled out in like a week or two. So unfortunately, a lot of these guys have. They've. I think Josiah's the only one who's actually shot one of his leads so far. I
I
think.
see that was my question. That's what I was getting at is like, how many of them have, what I was worried about is like, oh, they're just charging 250 and they're not making any more money. To me, what I'm hearing from you is they, get the deposit, whatever, for the 250. They have to shoot it, they have to do all this stuff, and they have to send it, and that's where the money. So it's like, it's going to be another month or two before we figure that out. So that's okay. I'm fine with that. That's where
Okay.
that's what my question was.
Yeah.
That's where your focus should be. Like right
Mhm.
now, when it comes to your girlfriends, like those system tests, that's where all of your time and energy should be, and then you need to be rolling that out to these guys. That's what's going to make them the most amount of money.
Yeah, just increasing LTV and Um, yeah, fall's in season, so we're thinking of like we have like a whole fall setup we're gonna put in a park and like take this guy that we've kind of emulated his ads, the winning ads that I've kind of emulated that got us to this point. We also are kind of seeing what he's doing right now, and he's always booked out. And right now he's doing like a fall thing where he just takes some iPhone footage of like a fall setup, and then like he slaps the 150 on there, and then he just goes around it and whatever, and it's like a shitty copyright free music, you know. So we're thinking of like having that. But I mean the cost per leads are low for those guys. So I don't think like ads or anything. It's just upsells because Sasha's at $8 cost per leads, Josiah's at $8 cost per lead, and the Wendy's at 5.
How much have they paid you so far?
He Josiah, he just paid me for week 3 like 2 days ago. So he's done 125 a week. So that is 375. And then Sasha is at 500. She paid me for the month, and then she has until the end of the month to, pay the 1,000 to get the next 2 months, right? So for 1,500 for 3 months. So she's in a week. She has one more week with me, so before I kind of go there. But yeah, so we have a call tomorrow to kind of do an update sync type of thing. So
Yeah.
is there any certain things I should kind of mention there or sprinkle in there? So far
So
she feels good, but yeah, she kind of just said, "Oh, I didn't hit my two, closes in a week goal for last week." But she's at 3, and she closed them all at 250. So,
what is your question exactly?
like, is there anything I should like other than increasing LTV, obviously, for my clients, to get like her to like kind of go for that next 2 months, like paying the extra 1,000, like it's not a renewal call, it's just an update call, but she's like a week away from like end of service type of thing. So
I think so. The way Cam does it and I do it is we just send people a Loom video. So I wouldn't
yeah.
have a call. I would be doing that Loom video. Do you have
Okay.
any? I haven't ever done a Loom video with you because of our relationship being a little bit different. Have you seen any of my 3 month recap videos?
I don't think so. Is it somewhere in the CMCC?
I don't know.
Okay. Then I may have not seen it.
Okay, so I'm glad you asked. So yeah, what we do is you've already figured out how to get people from week 1, week 2. What you need to do is you need to understand how we do these Loom videos in order to collect payment for the rest of the month and the pay in full and stuff. So why don't you message, super important that you message me and remind me, and I'll send you mine, and I'll try to send you like 1 or 2 of Cam's.
Hmm.
I think that's really going to help you out when you see those videos. And so you need to be doing that. And there's like a specific script for it. It's like we talk about like um just like yeah, there's a script to it. You'll see mine, and then you'll see Cam's, and you'll see how we do things. Like his version is the same as mine, basically.
Cool. Yeah, I was just thinking of like, oh, that's coming up, and usually I just get on an update call. I don't honestly with dentists, like I give them such good results, it's kind of on easy mode. But yeah, I think with these photographers, I gotta
Yeah.
figure out a more systematic way of doing it. So it's kind of been like on my mind.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do phone calls. You want to send these Loom videos over, and done correctly, they're gonna say hell yeah, and you can just charge them, and everything's good to go. My only thing, like as I'm looking at you, it's just like the amount that you're making needs to be more. Like if I look here, it's like you spent 975. I want to see a 3x return ad spend and 2x cash collected bare minimum. So what that means, and so those are the numbers you need to be hitting. So Actually, I'll go into this month, for example. So let's say, actually, no, August would be a better month. So August, if I spend $620, that means 620 times three. That means you need to contract at least 1860. So you need a three times return on ad spend. And then in terms of cash collected, 620 times two, you need to collect 1240.
1240.
Yeah. Does that make sense? 2x cash collected. And so when
Mm-hmm.
I say cash collected, it can be from the clients you close this month. It can be from this month. So if you collect 1240 divided by like three clients from like three different months, that's okay. You just need to be hitting those metrics. So you're not making enough, right? So Hosea, where you charge 125, it's just not enough money. So you need to be charging more.
Mm-hmm.
You be charging more in order to make your ads work.
Yeah.
And so what does that mean? That means you charging more, you having more conviction and making an offer where you're charging higher. And then two, it also means you got to make them more money, right? You got to increase their LTV. So it all starts with them, right? You got
Yeah.
two levers. You got to help them increase their LTV, which is the package and stuff. And then two, you got to charge more in order to justify that cost. And it's gonna be easier once we move into our coaching offer, I think. It'll be a little bit easier, but those are just things to keep in mind. Like, right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the album thing we have the send a link right the day before the shoot to see if they want to increase their session time or their possible like whatever add-ons, right? So I think those are the two I think biggest levers I can pull that at least I feel like in theory would work the best. I could always go abstract and try 10 other things, but I think those are the two that are really top of mind for me. I also did look at like some YouTube videos, like you said, like check out what other photographers are doing and stuff. And it's really like show instead of tell, right? And it's like bringing, like someone did mention bring the album to the shoot. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, yeah, we just bring that every time. I'm like, oh yeah, and just so you know, like when you send everything on the, like we try to make it seem like the site does it. So we'll just say, oh, Pixie Set gives you ability to kind of favorite extra photos, and then we can I could give you my sheet for anything of what's outside of the just 10 photos you get. Also, there's an album option there as well, if you want to see what that looks like. And and I don't know if it should be that like passive, but or if there should be more to it, like
I don't know. What I do know is this. I do know that you got to figure out how to get them to collect way more cash in these first 30 days. Based off of
Mhm.
what I'm hearing from you, it's like, oh, it takes them a week to get like two people, and then they book those two people out like a week or two later, and then they have to shoot it, and they have to get these photos over, and then they have to do. So it's like it could be 4 6 weeks before they make money from like all their money that they can make from the very first person that they close. It takes too long. Like Cam, for example, he charged people $500 that first week. Some of his clients are making 10 grand within the first 30 days. And
Yeah.
so if they make 10 grand within the first 30 days, that's how they're able to afford to pay him his 5 grand within the first 30 days. So
Yeah.
with you gotta figure some stuff out. So it's like, what can you do? Do you like charge 250 and then you take the book there? And then when you take the book there, you say, hey, look, they're doing this thing on the website, but it's only, actually it ends on Saturday. So if you want to do, you have to, make the payment by Saturday. And so now you've collected $1,000 from them. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like you need to get that cash much faster for your
Yeah.
client and for Wendy. You got to
Yeah.
figure that, test different things out. Again, I don't have anything off the top of my head. You're gonna have to do a little bit of research and maybe you can kind of shoot some ideas over to me. Like, hey, Kushi, here's what I'm thinking about doing. It's a money models thing. It's like
Yeah, yeah. And I got the book. I just got the book, so I think I should start reading that for sure. I think this is the time. It could get my
you'll get
just
the.
sometimes even when I read, I come up with my own ideas how to apply it for whatever I'm doing.
I like what you got. It's just if we're gonna do this play of, hey, it's $2,000 to work with me, $250 for the first week. As long as you pay off the remaining balance, I'll give it to you for 2,000. That stuff works, but you just gotta figure out how to make them enough money within the first 30 days where they're like, oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I was thinking of like if I can't get Sasha for the 1,000, because she only has a week left to get her for the 1,000 for the next 2 months, then I just tell her, well, I can honor that pricing to just be month to month, so 500, a month, just to kind of carry her through the 3 months. But she seems pretty good for it. But I don't want to, I don't know when to push and pull sometimes. But I feel like she's closed, she's made it, she's closed on the books 750. She's obviously only collected, um Yeah, 125 times three. So she's only collected 375. So
Yeah, so this is part of the Loom video. In terms of Loom video, one of the things that we say is, so in terms of what you've accomplished, you've done this, this, this. So if we extract this out, the three people that you've closed, you're probably going to be able to collect about $4,000 from them. So you basically, I know in your account you see 350 right now, but this is theoretically $4,000. You got to wait for it to play out. So you're kind of saying some things like that on a Loom video, so that it reminds them of like, oh yeah, this money is mine. I just have to wait for it to come. And that's what allows them to justify like going and paying you by, putting on a credit card or whatever they need to do to keep it rolling.
yeah.
It'll
Yeah, and
make
then I've been telling them too, like, hey, like now with these book shoots, those are your anchor dates. So now you can use those dates as like, when you talk to other prospects and stuff, you tell them, oh, we're actually going to be over there in El Melviny Park next Saturday. So that's our Saturday where we're going to be doing that at El Melviny. So basically that way you can start stacking sessions. So, I've been telling them that. So basically trying to keep them in the mind that like, hey, like even though these are booked a week or 2 weeks out, like now this is where the next 2 weeks you are loading people on those dates now that you have some time. So, and they've been, yeah, so Sasha's already done that. So, um, I'm
good.
kind of seeing that play out a little bit. So,
Good. Cool, man. Well, what else is top of mind for you that you wanted to go over?
I mean, that's it. I'll be moving. So I have like, I'm just trying to juggle everything. I think the biggest thing for me is just being prioritized. I think this call helped a lot. I think when I'm not prioritized or if I don't, I'm fighting two battles of like which thing to hit first, and sometimes I'm like everywhere. But yeah, well, I mean, I think you already said it, but the biggest priority is just focus on LTV for my clients, and then two is how to get more cash collected, paid in fulls for my own sales, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, I would say like the way I do things, most people that are working with me, man, it's like some people are going to pay 5K within on that first call with me, and they put on a credit card. They usually don't have the cash laying around. The second group of people, they pay the $2,083, and it's either through their savings, their checking, or credit card, but usually it's a credit card. But then within 30 days, 99% of people are paying off the remaining balance, and I'm collecting 5K regardless of whether and as you know, through the agency game, it takes months to get it rolling. And so a lot of it is within the first 4 weeks, I get the 6 weeks funnel launch for them. Within the first weeks, they close the first deal. How much they make, it doesn't matter. They need evidence that this shit works. And then once they are bought in, it's like, okay, Kushi, I don't mind fronting over the rest of the money, and I don't want to pay 6,250. I would rather pay the 5,000 and get the discount. There's no reason for me to pay extra, and you've proven that your shit works. So it's like they haven't made an ROI yet. They're not going to make the ROI until, month two, month three. But I've proven enough that they're willing to do that. And so again, part of that is like all the things I do. It's these weekly coaching calls. It's the communication that we have weekly in Slack, and it's the Loom video that I sent, right? And it's all these expectations. So there's like a lot that goes into it. Um, but that's the focus. Yeah, that's my concern with you is your cost per acquisition is just so cheap. Your numbers are so good, but it's just about us collecting the rest of the money from these people. That's kind of the key with you. And I think that goes back to you figuring out how to help them make as much money as possible, as fast as possible. You have one of two games that you can play. You can be like me, where you just do all these things that show enough proof that they're like, hey, Koshik, I don't have the money, but I'm going to put on a credit card to pay you. You either play the game I play, or you play the game can play, which is like, I'm going to make these people so much money that they have no reason not to pay me. You have to play one of these two games.
Yeah, I think I got to work to get to cams. Maybe for now, just kind of focus on how I could collect cash by showing them, yeah, what they're kind of building and seeing the value in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think yeah, there's some stuff we're gonna play with, and we have constant shoots with Wendy that she's always booking. So I feel like she's the closest guinea pig I have just to actually implement stuff.
Have,
But yeah, two of those things I'll try.
have you
Yeah.
seen like my sales calls, my onboarding calls, like have you seen any of that stuff or no?
I kind of watch a little bit. I need to refresh the this sales stuff for sure. It's been a while since I've seen the onboarding.
Not like
Um,
the training, like actually see me close, like actually see me do a sales call, actually see me do an onboarding call. Actually, okay. So message me this to like send that to you. So I'll be honest. I mean, I was talking to Cam, Aman, and he was like, Cam, how did you figure all this shit? He was like, dude, I just did whatever the fuck Kushik did with me. And so my suggestion to you would be just like watch my discovery calls, watch my sales calls, watch my onboard, like watch the shit I do, and then you have a better idea of like the journey I'm taking people through and why they pay within the 30 days and stuff. So I think just seeing me in action will help you give you a better idea.
Sweet. Yeah, just message you.
Okay, cool. So I'll try to get that over to you as soon as possible so you can kind of see me in action. Then you're like, oh, I see why, people are paying Coach within the 30 days and they haven't even made an ROI yet. I think it'll make more sense to you. And then you can start implementing some of that stuff. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I think just stay on top of your discovery calls, stay on top of your sales calls. I would say try to charge more, man. Like you're charging that 150, 125 per week. I know it's a good starting place, but really I would say like 250 per week for the first week and then, you know, 250 per week, 250 per week, and then they pay the second payment, third payment. I mean, I'd like to see you collect like $1,500 from a person per month or something, right? Like way more than you're charging right now. You're charging like $1,500 for 3 months. That's not nearly enough, man.
Mhm.
You gotta be charging like $1,500 per month at least.
Gotcha. No, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just feel like I kind of reset with the niches sometimes, even though I close, doctors for 5K. I feel like sometimes like, I don't know, new niche, feel like a little green, but I think I think I'm doing more for these photographers than anybody's ever done for them. They were telling me, I guess the biggest thing I keep hearing over and over is these photographers keep telling me they work with this company called Shoot, and I guess they book them out with 8 minis a day. But the problem is they only get paid like between 30 and $50 a shoot. So
Hmm.
it's like they're burnt the hell out and they don't even get to be creative and they're just like on a single backdrop in a studio under fluorescent light for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of sick of it, right? So I get some of that. It's weird. I'm actually getting a little bit of that. So they're not really doing Thumbtack or Angie's List like HVAC. They're not doing Squarespace or they're doing word of mouth and then they're working with a company called Shoot, it seems. So, but yeah, just interesting pattern I'm kind of picking up.
Yeah. Does Shoot like run ads for them or how is Shoot?
I don't know. I need to look into them more. I guess their headquarters in New York. So when I would get New York, that's mainly where I would get them from. But I actually heard a girl on a shoot I was actually at in physical person, and she told me she works for Shoot sometimes, and that they're expanding to the West. But yeah, I just think it's kind of interesting. I guess maybe they probably run ads, so they got the whole they have their own hack to get a bunch of leads, and then they just charge like they just give $50 an hour to or whatever an hour for to a photographer or something.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, if you find out more, let me know. I'd be curious. Because I'm wondering how that even makes sense. It's like so
Maybe I could look at their ad library.
so cool, man. Well, I have a few things I have to get over to you. I will get those over to you as soon as possible, most likely tomorrow. But yeah, anything else that you want to go over, Rivera?
That'll be it. But yeah, literally gonna just start packing right now. So I'm gonna start bunkering down. Hopefully, once I'm settled in, I'll be able to be some more. I don't want it to be an excuse for this week, even if it's a transition week. I'm just gonna go hard and just really time block stuff out. That's my goal, is like time block things like methodically.
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, well, I know it'll be good for your headspace and everything. Just once you get there. So, but yeah, just keep me posted, okay?
For sure. All right, I'll see you guys.
Jorge, what's going on, bro? Is he sneezing? He's sneezing. Is that is
Messed me up.
that a sneeze?
I had to, and then you guys got me like thinking about it.
I thought you were getting ready to beat somebody up. It looked like you had a mouth.
I
I
couldn't
did.
tell.
I was getting some rolls in. In the meantime, I was like, I might as well.
I don't know if he was
Uh,
sneezing or you're throwing up a dab. I was like, whoa.
actually, do. I have somebody coming in like between now and 7:30.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe like Righteous wants to go, and then I can just hop on afterwards just to be safe. Or
What did you I mean we'll hang out for as long as we can and I guess like what I know we went over a lot of stuff this past weekend with me reviewing your discovery call. I guess like what's top of mind for you that you want to go over, bro?
mainly just the ads, like the
Oh,
ads, the health of the ads, like what to do, like kind of let those ride for like till we hit 100. But I'm also like I'm thinking almost just like let the story ride instead of the video ads, just because like we've been trying already up to now with those same video ads.
mhm.
And from the experience that we've had with the story ads, those already been, I mean, obviously I already got one or three. Technically, I don't know what's going on there still with those extra two. But that's where I'm at right now, like just getting clarification on that. And then I did in the meantime while Aiden threw up that thing about like the new ad format,
Yeah.
I went and I just made a new one. And I was like,
I was gonna say like that was gonna be my suggestion for you, is trying those kinds of, they seem to be working really well. So I would say, yeah, I mean, one of the questions I asked you, I think, was regarding capital, like how much
oh yeah,
we have left to play with.
yeah. So I ended up getting 3,700. So far we spent like 400, and then I used some of that too to help pay for the setters. So, but I still have it, because I have it revolved on the Amex, so I still have enough. So I like,
Okay, in that case, then let's just be conservative, man. Let's just do the stories for now then. Let's do the stories for now, and then if you want to have another ad set where you just test more stuff out, um, then we can, I guess, just like keep me posted before you do any testing so I can kind of see what the numbers are looking like. If I look at where are you at? Um, oh, by the way, your sleep stacks were, I tried your stack.
which all of them.
Yeah. Well, the Apogenin and all that stuff, it's working really well.
Nice. Did your scores went up?
Yeah, bro. I had like my HRV today was like 75. It's really high.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, man, knocks me out. I get great sleep.
Oh yeah.
Get your
Uh,
test up.
oh yeah. Um, but what am I looking at here? Oh, uh, I guess not. This is not what's uh it is. So it's like if we do these other image type of ads, by the way, try to move your like clicks here, link clicks and cost per link click here, because that's like the first thing we're gonna look at.
Mm,
You have it like all the way to the very end.
okay.
Okay, so cost per click. So yeah, so it's like with the story ads, it's literally like 2 or 3 times more expensive. So if we go ahead and we do the ads that Aiden has, and if you try some of those, I think if we can keep the number around, if we can keep the number to less than $2,
Would that be a story ad or would that be a post, feed?
I think it's both posts and stories. I think they're both okay. Um, so yeah. So what I'm trying to say is like as long like this ad right here, it's a volume game. Like we're getting a shit ton of clicks and it's a very low conversion rate, but it's still cheap enough versus these are way more expensive. So it's like let's try to play the volume game and see if you can get something that's like $1.50, $1.30 per click. And if you can, great, we'll ride that out and let that spend like $50 or so to book a call. That's pretty much it in terms of ad level, bro. So I would turn these off. And then if you want to test out some of those image ads and see if we can get something good, great. That's pretty much it. That's all I'd be worrying about the ad level.
Would I, what would the setup be? Like, would I just like duplicate the story setup and then just add in like check the feed boxes as well?
Try, yeah, you can try duplicating the ad set and I mean try one which is feeds and then try one which is stories. And let's see if
So,
like let's see if like let's so what you can do is you can have one ad set and you can have two ads in there. One is stories placements and one is feed placements. Exact same ad. And we
so
can,
one ad set is story placements, one ad set is feed placements.
yeah, you could do that too. That works. Or you could have, yeah, actually do that. Yeah, do that. Do one ad set story placement, do one ad set feed placement, exact same ad, and let's just see if one outperforms other. And
Mhm.
if one is significantly cheaper, like stories, we'll just rock with stories. Or if they're both the
Okay.
same, we can just keep them both on.
Okay. And then would those be, should I do 20 a day for like both of them combined? Like, so 10 story, 10 feed?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. And then just that one, or should I test out another one?
I would just be testing those image types of ads, bro. Like those are the cheapest ones. That's what seems to be working right now.
Mhm.
And I know Aiden gave a bunch So you can just kind of pick,
Yeah, that's what I was looking through.
yeah, you just kind of pick and choose what you want to rock with. I don't really know rhyme or reason for which one would work. This is the one that was working for Aiden.
Yeah, that's the one I literally just made copy paste.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So give that a shot and yeah, man. So that's that in terms of ads, bro. What else was your focus?
So that in terms of ads, and then for the sales portion, right? I've just been hammering on the as much sales content as possible, right? It's just getting on the touching on the emotional side of things, right? I don't know, like if I'm just like too manly, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm too like I can't comprehend it. I feel like it makes me feel retarded. I'm like, dude, like it doesn't not that it doesn't click, but just it takes me a little bit longer to like recognize like what exactly that means and what how it's displayed when someone's doing it on a sales call, right?
Are you talking about sales in general? Or are you talking about the discovery call? Are you talking about like just sales skills in general? Or are you talking about the discovery call specifically or the sales call specifically? Like which one of those three are you talking about?
I guess sales in general, right? Because in the discovery, there's still a portion where you want to have them like feel that emotion, but it could be because of the script that I was using, it just didn't have that, and I just like worded out the script as it was. And then in the sales portion too, I was preparing this morning and I was like, man, I was so prepared in the morning. Thank God he's rescheduled because I was uh I was just focused on the discovery call. And then as soon as I booked the sales call, I was like, oh, I didn't have enough time to practice the actual sales call. So
So yeah, for you, by the way, it's like if I was, when is your sales call booked for?
tomorrow at 3.
Okay. So if I were you, I would just don't focus on the discovery call or anything, just focus on the sales call stuff. And earlier today, I'll timestamp for you, but like literally, I kind of like went through the slides when I was with like Aiden and stuff. Were you there? I don't know if you were here while I was going through this.
I was in and out.
Okay. So there's a part here, I'll timestamp it for you, but I think I did a pretty good job, just kind of like high level of like what we're doing here. And I think
Mhm.
watching that would be like a quick like 10 minutes would be good. And then just as much stuff as you can hammer about sales stuff, watching as many of Cam's calls as you can, I think would be good.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing. I've just been putting on Cam's calls on repeat. I was going through Cole Gordon's like entire sales crash course. And now it's starting to click now more. Now that I saw that, I'm like, ah, okay, it all makes sense. Like this is here, right?
Mhm.
But
I
it's
think
cool that that clicked, but obviously it's me doing the motion. You can't do jujitsu reading a book about doing jujitsu, watching videos. You got to go out here and choke motherfucking.
yeah. I think bro, for you, it's like you just gotta do it. And did I back in the day, did I review a discovery call sales call for you? Or is this the first one?
No, this was the first time.
I see. I think that could have, I think usually if when I do like I feel like I do like two discovery calls. Uh I review like two calls for people and then usually they're good by then, bro.
Mhm.
Like I think
That-
like, did that help the review at all?
yeah, I was gonna say like that definitely helped in making me feel bad about myself. It definitely helped for sure. I just now like what do I do with that? Like do I like write notes? That's why I was asking like what do I do with this information? Like how do I use it? Like do I just like review that and then go back and think like okay, I should practice this but with that suggestion?
I think you're being too
Obviously,
analytical, bro. I think like your brain is too just analytical. It's like, okay, how do I use this? How do I step by step? It's like just take that and like try it. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Like for Mason, he says like, bro, it overwhelms him, and maybe it overwhelms you. But what I would say is like
I
just
think so, yeah.
yeah. So I would say like take that and like try to think of like the top three things you got from it. Like okay, talk more, vibe more, pay attention to somebody's body language, and then just try to implement on the next call.
Yeah, because I think what was happening is like I was watching that, and then I'm like, how am I supposed to remember like even like one thing and then do it on the next call if I get a lead right now? But
Just
I
take
think
like
I
the
just yeah,
overall vibe, like the overall. What did you overall take away from that you're like, okay, I need to work on this.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then just try to apply that to the next one. And I think just me and you doing maybe one more review of another if we review one more discovery call, one more sales call, I think it'll put you in a better place. I mean, truthfully, I think I need to review two sales calls and then one more discovery call for you.
Hmm. Yeah, because honestly, like when I watch it back, like it's not foreign to me, right? Like I used to watch back my calls for consultations when I was selling them. I'm like, oh, okay, I said this better, I said this better, I said that, right? So I understand it, but I think just because it was so much and then it's like in the heat of the moment, right? Next, like the pressure was on, I was like, okay, I gotta lock in. So that's where I feel like it got overwhelmed for a moment. But that makes sense.
Yeah, just take like if I were to say the big things to you is like, I mean, how about this? Let me ask you, what are the big things that you took away? And then I can tell you if you're in the right direction or not.
Big things I took away would be to uncover,
Use
like
more,
dive deeper into the pain. Okay, what?
use a lot of words right now as you explain this to
Go dive deeper into the pain with uncovering like why they're there instead of just glazing over, okay, next question, thinking like taking it less of an interview approach and more of a vibe, like actually, okay, I see become having a more emotional connection with them, using more words too, instead of just reading the script verbatim, but also using the script as a guideline and letting their answers kind of guide the next response. I think also it was just like I was too focused on the script in front of me instead of listening to what he said and then building up on that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, literally everything you just said, bro. I think you kind of took the key things I wanted you to take away. You said like we're too focused on the script. Some people, like there's this one guy I named Shadi back in the day. He did like freaking like an absurd amount, like fucking 50 calls, bro. And then he was like, he just said, Koshik, I'm gonna scrap this. I'm just gonna do it my way because I feel like I'm just going too much off the script. I'm becoming someone that's not me, but I know what I need to do to sell. I know how to build a connection. I'm just gonna kind of do it my way. And it just worked for him. So I think it's yeah, like you're using it as a guide. Sometimes you'll see Cam and like he'll be on one question, and instead of going to the next question, he'll go to the next other like fourth question down, and then he'll circle back. And sometimes that happens in flow, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like you don't step by step do something with a girl, for example. It's like if something happens, there's a certain location, you're sporadic and you have to kind of adapt to it. So use it as like a guide but like do what feels good in that conversation. And I think the big thing that you picked up on, the words that you just used was like listening to them more. You
Yeah.
exactly you didn't listen to them enough. You were trying to get through the script as opposed to listening more and
Yeah.
having dialogue.
Yeah. This is like something that I would tell like my setters is pretty much the same thing. But like when I'm doing it to myself, I'm like, I gotta say the script word for word. But this is like I understand it. Like I get it. But
I-
saying it out loud and just bringing it to the forefront of my attention, now it's like a different story where you're like, I'm the one. Sometimes you do it to yourself.
It's and dude, it was your first one, bro. It was your first one back in the game, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the discovery call is a lot more little bit more free flowing for you. Try to just build more of a connection. I think the sales call again, it's not a script, but you do go in order. Like that's by design.
Yeah.
Like, and again, I'll timestamp it for you. If you message me, can you message me and just remind me to like timestamp and tell you about this?
Yeah.
This it's important that you go through this in order to build up the motions the right way to close a sale. Like this is all important. But yeah,
I'm on a call right now, but we'll chat after.
I bet I know you're like juggling like 30 things right now.
Yeah, man, I'm like in the heat of the moment right now, but I'm here.
It's cool, bro. Your mind's probably racing. Um,
No, he
but
didn't even come in, so I'm chilling.
oh, okay. So yeah, I if I timestamp this, if you remind me, I'll timestamp it. You watch that back 15 minutes, and I think you'll be good. As long as again, you treat this as like a guide too, like a certain slide. Like mm, I feel like this part is kind of conversational. The qualification is kind of conversational. It's not like you're yeah conversational. This point's conversational.
Hmm.
And then the rest of it is like pretty much a song and a dance, bro. It's like a presentation, man. It's just high
Yeah.
energy.
I
Um,
was practicing telling the story and like just getting the flow of it.
but you got to make sure for you, the big thing is remember, don't forget to pay attention to their body language. See if they're buying in. If they're
Mm.
not buying in, use more words, right? Like that's my concern with you is you're just going to kind of be like, yeah, and they can't da 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 and whatever. And you
Oh,
should,
easier. Give me one moment. I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
righteous. What's going on, bro?
Man, I'm just hanging out really. I wanted to kind of hear what Jorge was saying. He was saying that he was struggling kind of with the same thing I was dealing with, just going through the script. So, but
I
now
can,
also you did share his discovery call in there too. So I'm like, I didn't
did you get a chance to listen to any of it?
not yet. No, I've still been on just listening to you guys chop it up. I did have a question of
Okay.
like the pricing. Like you're doing like the 2,083 per month. That's including the ad spend, right?
No.
No, that's not including the ad spend. Okay. Because I had somebody ask me that on a recent sales call, and I said yes. And I
No,
started thinking, oh shit, I messed up big time.
no, that's okay. But it's like you gotta somehow you gotta differentiate, you gotta let them know earlier on in the conversation, like, hey, this is kind of why you have uh this slide up here, which is like, hey, can you afford to spend $50 per day on ads? And then I think towards the tail end also, FAQ, you can go into, all right, and you're comfortable spending $50 per day on ads or like something like that. You have to say something like FAQs, how much would you recommend that I spend? Are there additional costs? We recommend spending 30 to $50 per day on ads. So this is gonna be tied to your account. It can be your card. You can spend as much or as little as you want. If you want me to spend $30 per day for you, I will. If you want me to spend $50 per day a day, I will. If you want to ramp it up, we can certainly do $100 per day. But that's pretty much your only additional cost aside from, our service fee, which I'm going to get to here in a second. See how I just said that?
Yeah, you
Service fee is coming.
separated it. You made it very clear.
Yep.
That makes sense. Cause I was a little confused. So I'm like, wait, because if I do get the 2,000, right? Because now I know now I am getting access to their Facebook account, but now I have the whole 2,000. And I was thinking some other stuff, but that clears it up. It makes more sense because now they know exactly how much they're going to be spending on ad spend per
Yep.
day. So
Yeah, just
cool.
use enough words, bro, and sometimes those small little words. So I'll get into that here in a second. But aside from that, that's how much I would recommend spending per day on ads. Some just clarifying things, and again, looking at their buying and seeing if they get it, right? Seeing if they get it. Like you right now, I saw that the moment I said that line, your head was like, so I'm reading you and I know that you get it. So it's like stuff like that. You got to make sure you're doing that. That's my same piece of advice for Jorge. Is
Yeah,
just reading people and make sure that they understand.
copy it. Oh yeah, I got to get better at that too, but making sure I'm listening. So I'm like, it's just interesting just to hear somebody else's point of view, especially somebody that has more experience. So it's like, we all dealing with the same thing. So I was just in my head a little bit too much. I'm like, yo, if I'm not, maybe like I know the system works, ads work for sure. I'm like, it's just me. I have to get better. So
Takes a little bit of time, bro. Sales takes a little bit of time to get working.
yeah.
Some people, my stuff works really well for them, and for other people, their own sales stuff. Like Shadi, for example, you had to kind of scratch mine. There's a guy named Jacob in our program a while back, and he kind of had to figure out his own way to sell, and my way didn't work that well for him.
You mentioned him before, I think. I follow him on Instagram.
He's in
Is
Columbus.
his last name like Michaels, Jacob Michaels or something like that?
He's in Columbus too.
Yeah. So I was running an ad when I was doing the 6 figure 6 weeks, and he actually DM'd me and was like, "Hey, bro, you made a mistake on this page." And, from there we were cool. I was like, "Oh, thanks so much." I'm like, yeah, I had just launched it, and it was like literally 5 minutes. He had DM'd me and was like, "Yo, you made a mistake on landing page. I didn't put in a name or something. It was still, you can tell it was like a template."
Yeah.
And I'm actually I brought him up because I actually see him running ads. He's actually doing home services too, but it doesn't look like he's niched down.
Yeah, he was in our program and I fought tooth and nail with that guy. I mean I didn't know as much back then as I know now. I don't think I was nearly as good of a coach, but He's basically doing like he's basically like running messenger ads or something, or DM ads maybe, or follower ads. And um basically I think it's pretty similar offer. I think what they do is they like shoot like 30 pieces of content and they charge people to run follower ads for them. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Like a Instagram growth funnel for him type
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly. He's doing the Instagram growth funnel. So he's doing the Instagram growth funnel for himself. And then when he closes people, he's doing the Instagram growth funnel for them. And I don't know how well that works, to be honest. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
how
was
well.
thinking, I'm like, unless he's doing it in Columbus, because it's like it seems like there's a lot of content involved with that type of strategy. So unless he's okay with traveling, but I don't think that that will work for our scalability.
Yeah. I think it's working. I mean, he's still running ads and I don't know. I mean, it seems like the Instagram growth funnel, people are able to make it work. I mean, that's what Mason runs, for personal trainers for himself. So
Yeah, I check Mason out all the time. I'm like, this dude, he's a beast.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like what he has going on, especially with the actual like program and everything too.
yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Um, I was checking out Eric Barstool. Have you ever heard of him?
Eric Barstool. Who's that?
He's a painting coach. Like
Okay.
he does the exact same thing I'm doing. He's just a much higher level. Like he's like seems like he's like more Alex Hermosi type thing in the field. And I've just been trying to get as much information to figure out like what he's doing in like the first 30 days to like help him scale. I can't come to like too much of it because it's like I gotta get on a call with him. But I'll let Jorge finish up because I know he just jumped back on. So
I remember you saying that now. I remember you told me that's the right move, is like study as much as you can, because that's where you're at. You're gonna have to like figure out unique ways to help your clients. And I think you have a good starting point. You've already helped some people close some sales, but definitely be learning as much as you can for that guy for sure. And seeing what you can bring into your agency, what kind of plays you can run.
it gave me a little confidence. I was getting a little worried because I was like, it's getting cold again, and I know it's just not, it's like a slow season for painters, but he was mentioning that, actually interior jobs, you actually make more money on those. So it's like, oh, that's interesting. So I'm like, okay, it's not too bad.
Good to know. Cool. Yeah, Jorge, where were we at, bro?
I don't even remember. We talked about the flow of the sales script and then how it has an order and then the time code that you're gonna send me.
Yeah, that's it. I think what I was doing is I was just like telling you which part of this conversation are free flowing versus which parts are like more scripted. I think with the sales call, man, it's a lot of this is like it's more, I think, your pace of like you're just doing a song and dance and you're just presenting. N- Um there's certain parts here where it's like you're saying it, but you just got to be paying to attention to their body language.
Oh
So
yeah, the body language. Yeah.
so it's like, this here, zero to hero story, and then it's like, now you might be wondering, does this work for you? And if their body language isn't like moving, I'm like, now you might be wondering if this is working for you. I know you're probably based on our conversation earlier. I know you're super skeptical, but just check this out. So I'm gonna say something to you. Did you flinch? Did you not flinch? If you didn't flinch, I'm gonna use maybe more words until I see your body move, and then I'm gonna move on.
Mhm.
That's all it is. It's just like paying attention to their body language. Um, yeah, bro. I feel like I'm just like rambling and repeating myself. Everything you said, you pretty much picked up on what I wanted you to pick up from all those voice notes.
Yeah, no, and after watching the videos too, I've been more like it's become more like a parent too.
Okay. That's the key, is like I was wondering if you were getting it or not. And it sounds like you're getting it.
Yeah, yeah. I think after today, after the discovery call and like hearing the notes, I was like, this is not like this is it. Like it really came down to me. I'm like, I got to do this. Like I could like in terms of like in an empowering way, not in like I'm like, oh no, it's like feel bad about myself, but more like I got this. Like got me this far. Like, it's just about doing these things, and then I'll get even further.
Yeah. I'm confident. Like the thing that concerns me about you I mean, it concerned me, not concerns. Concerned me would be like your kind of question of like, I don't know how to implement this, or I don't know what. And from there, it's like I don't necessarily have the best answers for you.
Mhm.
But the way you just said it, you were like, okay, here's my big three takeaways. It's like, oh, you do get it. You're just asking questions. I think it's just you being a little bit nervous or anxious. I think that's what it is. You're kind of being a little bit nervous, anxious, you're psyching yourself out a little bit. But like honestly, like what you said earlier to me, you get it. I know you get it. So I think you're okay.
Yeah, probably that because I'm like, man, like I wasn't feeling like this before. Like I was maybe in the beginning, but I think it's also, yeah, like the ring rust where it's been a minute. And then the first one, I was like, oh man, did I shit the bed? And then thinking back, like all the other calls I had, I'm like, bro, like I was in a flow at some point and like it was just coming. So I just got to get back into it. It's been a long time, not a long time, but it's been a few months since I've done like actual sales conversations. Like I haven't had a consultation in a while, right? The
Mm.
sales that I do here, it's like, not crazy, super simple.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. Anything else, bro, top of mind for you?
No, I'm just gonna remind Mason about, is he traveling somewhere right now? Is he like on vacation or something? Or
I think he might be. I don't know. I actually didn't know that he was traveling until he mentioned that.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna remind him then about that because it's really weird. Like it just
Yeah.
first it was two and then it was one, and I haven't gotten anything. I checked on my phone, everything's on, nothing's broken.
Yeah.
So that's the only other thing. Um,
Yeah. On your, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't have an answer for you there. 'Cause you probably check the same things I would check. Uh,
mhm.
what else is top of mind for you though?
Mainly just that. That was just the sales things, right? Role playing, the scripts, all that stuff too. Just getting more experience, more practice.
Okay. Good. Um,
Oh, I did sign an old client. They were like it was they were like giving me like the runaround, like we were supposed to do like a 1500. It's like a guy from a year ago, right? The original Taekwondo Academy that I had. I don't know if you remember.
did you close them from ads or was it organic?
Yeah, I closed these guys from ads like in the very beginning. Yeah. So
Like one payment, you didn't pay the rest or something?
yeah. So they didn't pay the rest. So technically they owed like a month. But then after like a long time of, hey, let's do it. We're ready, like this and that, back and forth. And then I was about to do the 1200. They couldn't afford it. They're like, the money never came through, whatever, right? They couldn't do it. I went from 1500 to 1200 because they referred me this other guy. And so I was like, cool, I'll give you a discount. Long story short, we ended up doing a deal where I was like, bro, can you just at least do like 500 right now just to get started? Right. Just like at least I could pay my team, I could get your people and like somebody could start calling. And we got started. They gave me 500. Then we made a deal like pay on performance. So every new student that they get, I get half that student of their first month, and then I get half of their second month. So we're splitting it 50-50 for the first 2 months, right? For every student that we get. And then every month after that, it's just 500 a month, including performance fees. So for every student. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're at right now. And what's cool is that as soon as I turn on, it's kind of cool. I'm like, bro, I literally turn this on right now. You're gonna get people through the door. My people are gonna call them. And then they were just dragging. And then they're like, we finally did it, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as I turn it on, bro, we got leads for like $3, $4 a lead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same, they're like 45 minutes away from the other Taekwondo place that's getting not good results. It's getting like $20, $30 per lead, which is weird. You're doing the exact same ads,
Hmm. Well, they're 45 minutes away, right? So that's a big difference.
but they're in Minneapolis. It's like the same thing. They're in like the suburbs.
Hmm. I don't know.
By the way, that was cool. I'm like, yo, I told you guys we got to book people in like a day. So
Yeah, that's
that's
dope.
just a quick update before I forgot.
So when they first paid you, did you ever run anything for them or you didn't get a chance to run anything for them because they ghosted?
No, I did. No, not those guys. That was the jujitsu place. that they paid me and they just never hit me up. I was like, "Oh, whatever." These guys I did, we ran twice. I mean, 2 months.
Oh, so you did run ads for them in the past.
Yeah, like last year when I first started.
Oh, okay. And did they get results and stuff from back in the day or?
They did. Yeah, yeah. I think they got like nothing crazy, maybe like, five, 7 students a month, but enough to be like, yeah, let's keep doing it. And then they're like, hey, we got to put a pause because blah, blah, blah. And then
Okay.
eventually we just stopped talking, fought through.
Okay, okay. I got my stories mixed up. Okay. Makes sense.
Mhm.
Cool, man. I mean, keep me posted regarding that. Yeah, I've definitely got my thoughts regarding like profit share and stuff like that, but it's not worth getting to right now. Just you getting some momentum is kind of key. Like you getting some cash is like the most important thing I would say for now. And I think
Mhm.
not like back in the day where you're doing the microform content and that was keeping you too busy. I think this cash makes sense for us to keep running this business. So um yeah, man. Aside from that, what else is top of mind for you, bro?
That's it.
Yeah. Cool, bro. Just work on sales and just keep me posted. Again, I feel good about it. After our conversation today, I was a little bit concerned going into today, but based off of like what we said, I feel good. So in case you were feeling worried, for what it's worth, I feel good. If that makes you feel a little bit better.
Good.
Okay. All right, good. All right. Anything else then, bro?
Uh, no, that's it. Pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, cool. Keep me posted about